At the pinnacle of his power, a man risks losing control. The world is not kind, so its kings become cruel. Murder is never mercy, it's never noble, and it's never redeemable. To the maniac, murder is an art form.
What is happening to God say something?
The first sound you hear is a slurp from Mr. Al, first in through the door to join me for a Saturday matinee. How are you, sir?
Good, man. How you making out, Lauren?
I'm all right. I'm kind of running around like crazy today a little bit. Got a lot going on in like real life. So I have to be a little bit careful about time today. But it's great to have you on. How have you been, man?
Good, good. Hey, man, I'm happy to be here. It's hard that time of, it's raining in Philadelphia, so it really sets the tone. I'm ready to drink. I'm ready to talk horror, man, as always.
Okay. So where are you? Are you back in the garage today?
I'm in the garage away from those pesky murder hornets.
Absolutely. Looks like you have your COVID supply of toilet paper behind you.
Yeah, there's a saw that Jamie. That's for you, Jamie. No, I'm kidding.
Wow. There's a lot of ways I could take that. So I want to point out to everyone that the link is in the chat. It's also in the description under the video now. If you want to come on and join us and yell at Al about alcohol or murder hornets or garages and organization, you're free to do so. Otherwise, we'll talk a little bit about the horror genre. Actually, that's really not bad. Can we have a little look at that?
That's for Jamie.
It's pretty.
It's for you, Jamie.
It's pretty clean.
She says it freaks her out. She's like, I'm scared of that saw on your wall. Maybe you should be.
Ooh. I don't know. It's hacksaws are not great murder weapons. I think they're grossly overestimated.
Yeah, I agree.
And Jamie is saying she wants you to keep your saw away from her, Al.
Okay, no problem.
So don't make that trek 5 hours north.
Oh man, 5 hours.
Well, at least. And if you're walking a lot more. Whose dog is that?
That's my dog's. Hence why I'm either inside or because the dogs would be barking all the time as soon as they hear my voice or the neighbor's voice. So, I would have to mute the show all the time.
As opposed to all the other sounds from your neighborhood.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. It's raining, but the sun came out. I don't know. Earlier, it set the tone.
Yeah.
So I revisited Psycho 2 last night, and I'm thinking what to revisit tonight. Thinking I might do maybe Dream Warriors and maybe Friday Part 3 tonight. I don't know. I'm just haven't seen those movies in a while, so we'll see.
I've been trying to kind of troll for either late 60s forgotten films, or I've been going, of course, to the foreign releases because there's nothing coming out in America. It's not even a matter of my preference anymore. There's just nothing coming out here.
All right. Yeah. Well, at least not yet. See, I'm not so much into the foreign horror. I'm really not. But like, I mean, Giallo, yes, sure, but otherwise, I would say, like, I mean, titles that I've never even heard of. Like you watch like Indian horror and that stuff, and I guess it's just my personal preference. I don't know. I know Japanese horror is a little twisted, but I don't know. I just.
Well, we'll win you over. Don't worry. Just give us time. Hey, Corey, how are you?
Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going?
Hey, Corey.
Where's your partner in crime?
I don't know. I guess he's got kid duties.
Well, he needs to think about his priorities, clearly.
Right. I shoved my kids off on someone else. So
Absolutely.
Ours number one.
Al just changed him up with the dogs. That was the sound before. So, Corey, how have you been, man?
Been all right. I picked up something I wanted to show you based off your recommendation.
Oh, you cannot possibly go wrong.
Oh, nice.
Well, I'm excited.
Actually, the thumbnail for this video is partially a still from the first Captain Wild Woman.
Oh, nice.
I promoted it every chance I get. Now, keep in mind, they're of their time, and the first film is by far the best.
Sure.
Monster and the Girl isn't even a Universal horror film, which is what really blows my mind about that particular collection.
Right.
But then they did that. They finished off that series with the most recent volume 6, and it's the only one I don't own because honestly, I own all the titles, and I'm just like, I'll never watch them on Blue.
Right.
So if I find it cheap enough, I'll do it just because I don't mind supporting the idea of companies giving royal treatment to older titles. But right now, and that's another one where there's one of the titles is not even a Universal horror movie.
Right.
What are we doing, Shout? What are we doing?
They're putting out everything they can. That's what they're doing.
Well, all the physical media companies are struggling. The horror boutique labels are doing better than anyone else. That's absolutely true. But even they've kind of reached a wall with titles.
Yeah, I was going to say is that. I mean, that's probably why they're doing these 4K releases now. They're just trying to keep sales going, I'm assuming.
I think the problem there is that, and hey, Jess.
Hello, Lauren.
Hey, and I think the problem is just like when we get to something like that.
I got a drink.
Like Cemetery of Terror. You know, it's coming out. It's a great flick that no one knows. That's awesome, but it's not going to sell.
The title sounds good. Cemetery of Terror.
So I always compare it to One Dark Night. If you've seen One Dark Night,
I haven't. No.
It's that kind of film that it is a PG horror film basically at heart, but it feels like it's brushing up against R. I really like the look and feel, and I love the silliness of the characters of Cemetery of Terror. But again, it's not going to sell. It's just not going to. So I'm glad it's coming out. I'll buy it, but I'm not sure who besides me is the audience for it. So, Jess, what are you doing today?
I was just on your show this morning.
Just hanging out, waiting for your show to start.
Oh my God, that almost makes me feel important.
You are, Lauren, you are.
To exactly no one. Steak, how are you today?
Full of piss and vinegar, Lauren.
I guess so. So because you didn't understand my joke, behind you have Michael Myers on fire. So I said in your stream that I don't think your smoke detector is working.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like your shirt. I want that shirt.
Frightrags.com, baby. Fright-rags.com.
That's where you go. I'll check it out.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
I just bought the TV ad shirts for 4 and 5, actually.
I'm always tempted by them. Always tempted because I have such nostalgia for the old TV guide ads. They're better than the poster art in a lot of cases.
Yeah, these ones are cool, and they're not as you point out a lot of times those shitty collage artworks that most shirts are now.
So tired. I'm so tired of that artwork on the TV. Just
here's the thing, guys.
Give us the theatrical posters.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's it.
There's a website, and it's called Customized Girl, but they also make men's shirts. And you go there, and you could say you go to Google, you download any kind of picture from any horror movie, any scene.
Thievery.
Hey, if I wanted to start in design, I go in there, they make it, and so I got a lot of shirts that way. And because some people, like Lauren said, some of the artwork, not everybody digs. You know what I mean? So, you find something that somebody created, and it's like, whoa, that's
I kind of feel like that's what TeePublic is anyway.
Yeah, well, yeah, TeePublic also. Yeah, TeePublic, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm just, I don't understand why they think they're celebrating these movies by like these. We'll take 5 scenes from the film.
Yeah.
We'll have a really good digital artist. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining about the artists because they're told what to do.
Yeah, the art is nice, but it's.
Oh my God! But but it's busy. It looks like a rap album from the late 90s. It kind of cheapens what I used to think of as kind of the Carnival Barker attitude of horror films. Like, here's a really evocative, strange, off-putting image. Come see our movie.
Yeah.
And these look like, wow, look, it's like too much in motion. It looks like it was made for MTV. It drives me nuts.
So early on in me buying those type, I would buy those shirts and be fine with it. But at some point, I looked in the mirror and I'm like, these remind me of those like shitty Walmart like wolf
For wolf.
You know, like and it's like this doesn't look cool. Like, you know, I mean, listen, I'm only gonna look so good anyway. But
yeah, well,
you know, I don't need like this awful looking. Easy.
I was gonna say we all have that issue, but if you don't want the self,
they used to have a closet full of those wolf shirts, so take it easy.
I mean, listen, like now it's like an ironic thing, but you know, there's a time where people, you know, earnestly would go out and like, this is my wolf shirt.
Oh man, I got to tell you, like one of my best days of my life. Like, I don't do humor, but the comments under the 5 wolf shirt on Amazon are by far the funniest thing you can ever read, except for the Action Park Wikipedia page. That's the funniest thing ever. But so I just want to note that breaking news from Bloody Disgusting, the source of all great news, you know, impartial journalism, says that 3 cast members on the Scream set have been diagnosed with COVID, and they're going forward anyway, which I think is the right move.
Fucking A, man. Enough of this bullshit. I'm so sick of this fucking COVID.
All right. Listen, all right, it's 3 people.
Let's keep the production going, Steak. Let's keep the production going.
I totally agree, but you know, no need to be so angry.
He's just angry because it's too cold for his friends, the bees, to be out.
Is it cold? Like,
no, I'm angry because I want to see some horror movies in theaters. And I have to wait another year before we all go see Halloween Kills. And I hope Scream comes out. Well, that's 2022. But Texas Chainsaw Massacre, hopefully that comes out within the next year.
Oh, they have to actually make that movie at some point.
You're right. Have they started yet on that? I know they got the new directors, but I don't think
they've restarted. I think they're back at.
They didn't restart. Oh man!
I think they're starting basically.
It's going to be It's going to be a good, probably 3-year wait for that.
It depends.
Hopefully not, but
Mr. Orc, how are you?
What up, Homer?
Oh, this guy.
What's up, Work?
How was lunch?
Lunch was good.
Was it? Was the neighbors have good stuff in the trash can?
Yeah, of course. No, dude, my mom made me something like dank as fuck, dude. It was bacon, egg, and cheese. Bacon, egg, and cheese, bro. Oh, man. This is bacon, egg, and cheese lunch after waking up this morning and having 2 for $2 fucking sausage McMuffins. So yeah, I don't fuck around, dog.
Lauren, that was good, man.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna throw this out here. I'm gonna see who agrees. The sausage McMuffin is better than the sausage egg McMuffin.
I'm a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit man myself.
I can't have cheese.
I don't eat meat, so I like the fillet of fish.
I can't have cheese either, but it doesn't stop me.
That's my guy.
Fuck it.
I will say this though. I think the fast food restaurants do better with breakfast than they do with lunch or dinner by far.
Can't agree with that. I'm sorry.
No, I think there's something about fast food sausage that I just dig to all hell.
I love fast food sausage. That is fantastic. But listen, there's nothing better than a nice double quarter pounder, no pickle, extra cheese.
Nothing is better than that?
Nothing fast food wise.
Wait a minute, Steak, you said you were at the Heart Attack Grill.
Well, that's not fast food. That's a nice sit-down place. That's fancy.
Okay.
That's fancy.
Yeah, there's differences in foodnomics. You got to tip, and then sometimes you don't have to tip.
Did they spank you, or did you finish your meal?
Oh, I finished my meal.
Okay.
for
If-
free.
Yeah.
Well, but they give you a nice hospital gown to wear. It's classy.
But my favorite thing when I go out to eat, I go to a Jersey diner, and
Yeah,
no matter
baby.
what you order, you then say substitute something on the plate for home fries and tell them to add jalapenos while they cook on the grill. And they don't bash an eye, because you can say you want anything at a Jersey grill and they'll make it happen. You could say, I'd like some grilled possum with pineapple sauce, and they'll be like, give us an extra 10 minutes, we can make that happen.
That's what I miss about the bottom tri-state, dude. Like Connecticut, New York, and New Jersey. Oh man, diners and delis. Holy shit.
Yeah, baby.
Oh man. Dude, I used to get butter bagels back in the day, son. I was homeschooled for 1 year. Why?
Real bagels,
Why?
not that supermarket bullshit.
God, I love a real bagel. Oh.
Dude,
Real bagel.
oh, dude. I was homeschooled for 1 year, 8th grade. Why? Because I wouldn't pass the 8th grade exams, allegedly. So you know what I would do is I would get some Nesquik in a bottle, and I'd go to the deli and get 3 99-cent buttered bagels every fucking morning. Like a mouse, son. And you know what else they had? They had Phantom Menace training cards, 1999. Pretty dope.
I don't want to degrade this so far from horror that we're talking about diners the whole time, but I do pity the rest of the country for not having Greek diners. I really do. And they'll say, oh no, if I go over 8 towns over, there's this one Greek diner. No, once you leave the tri-state area, they're not really Greek diners. They're just
Dude,
pretending.
I was in Colorado.
No legit.
I was in Colorado for the 8 years I lived out there. Everything's closed on Sunday because it's all, religious and, all that shit, which is cool if that's your thing. But then other than that, it's like everything closes early. Nothing is like, once it's last call, nothing is open past that. If you're at the 16th Street Mall, which is like the Times Square of Denver, Colorado, like you're in the heart of Denver, there's nothing open past like 2 a.m. That's it.
That's un-American.
That's exactly.
I mean, I was in Denver in 2016. We played a show. Afterwards, we went to the Wendy's. It was next to the hotel. And everyone was so fucking blazed out that simple order. We it was like 12:31 in the morning, so we tried to make it easy. We wanted cheeseburgers, a couple cheeseburgers. Oh, we shut the grills off. You what?
You turn them back on. It's not that tough. It's electrical. We know it is.
You what?
But it was just and like all I wanted one of those taco salad, those shitty taco salads. They just dump the chili on the lettuce. That's all I wanted. Oh, we put the chili away already.
No, yeah, you go past.
What do
You go out of the Northeast. You go anywhere, just looking for a large fry and a large soda to drink. It's fucking impossible. It's literally impossible. Literally, you can go through Denver, like Denver. Like you can't find anything at all.
As you get further from the sources of the cocaine being imported in the country, the diners don't run as well because the people in the back are just they're straight. They're unable to cope with 3 o'clock in the morning being asked to make the breakfast supreme. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
So Corey.
Yeah,
you are in a different part of the country. Do you have any secret, wonderful dining experiences to share with us?
You like cocaine and hash browns? I like cocaine and hash browns.
It's tough for me because I've been vegetarian for 2 years now, so my eating places are few and far between. But so I have to go to bigger cities to get good dining meals. But I go to St. Louis a lot. There's a lot of good stuff there, but nothing really stands out. It's the Midwest. Everything's crap.
Wait, you live in Missouri?
I live in Southern Illinois.
Oh,
it's like out there they're still boiling everything like we're still fighting the Second World War.
Yeah.
How far are you from Sandwich, Illinois?
I do not know.
I think it's like a way out there, like a rural town outside of Chicago.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't know where Chicago is in Illinois.
I'm like 5 hours from Chicago. So.
Oh, okay, so you're a ways.
Yeah.
No, DJ, he's really there.
Yeah, I got Michael's coming. He's hot.
but he's moving real slow. So just keep focusing on him.
Just,
Here's what happens if Steak Sauce doesn't get his fucking order at 2 o'clock in the morning. You got the jukebox. You're like punching through a stairway to heaven. Okay, Bubba O'Reilly. Okay.
No. It's like Ace of Base all night, the same track. Just because that's what's still in the jukeboxes. So why the hell not?
I love rock and roll.
No, nothing that cool. It's like Ace of Base and LaBouche and maybe that one Enrique Iglesias song about being a hero.
I can be your hero, baby.
If Jamie was on, I'd make her sing "Hero" for us. But unfortunately, she decided that Christian Hannah Horror was more important than I am. So.
Oh, faking gay.
Oh, she used her stream time up last night.
So guys, M. Night Shyamalan has 2 films coming out in the next 2 years.
Whoa.
What sins did we commit to deserve this?
Well, you don't love all his wacky twist turns?
I think he just kept going down and down further since Sixth Sense.
I mean, Unbreakable is its own thing, so you put it off to the side, right? But like, it's just
it's happening now. If you know what I'm saying. You get it?
He's going down.
It's happening.
I mean, I thought Signs was tolerable and The Village was almost tolerable, but mostly, not that rewatchable.
Signs just pisses me off. Like, there's so much in that movie that I just
stupid fucking movie.
Yeah, it's
there's
like
a lot of stupid shit in that.
Who wrote that screenplay and what producer was sitting there going, "Yeah, Aliens Afraid of Water, go for it."
It's all because of the Sixth Sense. They basically gave him carte blanche to do whatever he wanted for his next 6 movies.
Here's the thing: that movie's it's fine. You can only watch that fucking movie once.
Yeah.
Okay, great. That's so valuable.
Hey, Griff, how are you?
It was definitely worth the watch at the time, the one time, but
sure. And
I get what you're saying.
I'm blaming fucking M. Night Shyamalan on Al entirely.
Al, it's your fault.
Me?
That's why I did it too.
I have nothing to do with them. I'm not even a fan.
Al
Night Shyamalan.
We saw your saw before, but we want to see the shovel over your head now. Can you pan the camera up then? Is it a snow shovel? It is a snow shovel. Look at that.
Yeah,
it looks like it's never been used, but it's a snow shovel.
He cleans them.
Oh, that's the Friday Part 6 shovel. Uh-huh.
That's not the Friday part. It still has the price tag on it. You're not digging a lot of holes these days, huh, sir?
I don't know. Might be like Motel Hell, in the backyard.
So what do you guys think? I mean, will you go to see M. Night Shyamalan?
I will not.
No, I'll pass on that, buddy.
Absolutely not.
We got a straight
The
flush
one
here,
with
then?
the windiness was the last one of his I saw, and I think I'm done.
Jesus Christ, that's the best name for The Happening ever, The Windiness.
Only if they bring Movie Pass
I couldn't think
back.
of the name, The Happening.
That's
Only
awesome.
if they bring Movie Pass back and it's called like
The
COVID
Breeze.
Pass. That's what I'm going for.
I have the Regal Pass. I go to
Do
see
they have to call it COVID Pass, or could they just call it Movie Pass?
I gotta get
call
AMC
it like
pass.
LGBT barbecue pass friendly or something. I don't know.
Get AMC
Free popcorn.
rewards.
No, see the AMC. There's not an AMC right next to me. I'd have to travel like a half hour. So. I have the Regal.
Lauren, on the 4th, I'm going to see the original. I told you about that. It's going to be at 10 o'clock at the AMC near me, which is like 20 minutes outside of Philadelphia. And then on the 10th, I'm going to see Total Recall, the 30th anniversary re-release. So that should be cool. Yeah.
So
I love Total Recall.
That Friday 13th Fathom event is the new 4K transfer. So you'll have to report back to us. I'm planning on going too, but who knows what happens in life. You have to report back to us how it looks, because that should be the first glimpse people get of it.
Yep, go
I will.
Wednesday the 7th.
Absolutely.
So what's up, Griffin? You are muted, sir. That's why we are not responding to you, because we've not heard a thing you've said.
What the H?
I can't unmute you. You have to do it. Try again. Say something.
How about now?
That works. There we go.
Okay. Oh, you can hear me now.
We can.
What's up, Gail?
Look at that. Are you
Drink it,
drinking
steak.
hot sauce?
Drink it.
Do
Chug it. Chug it. Chug
Do
it. Chug it. Chug it. Chug it.
Anymore. I did that when I was 5. It was just a phase, and I'm over it.
I'm drinking straight Skittles, baby.
Vodka and cranberry.
Oh, 2 Mountain Dews. I drank the rest of mine last night.
Sick.
So, Lauren, you're a big
I
fan of
went-
Nice, Jess.
Total Recall?
I think it's fine. I don't go really out of my way for it. I think it's fine. I like Michael Ironside in almost anything. He makes anything watchable. But no, I don't go that far out of it. I mean, I like Verhoeven. I like his excesses, and I like his bullshit social commentary, which is him just messing with the audience. But it's not my favorite Verhoeven either. I mean, so I'd watch it. I don't know that I'll go to the theater to watch it. I'd go to see RoboCop on the big screen again.
You're all about that Hollow Man?
Hollow Man was a really weird experience for me because it was a first date.
Oh.
Keep thinking about that movie and a first date.
Yeah.
Was it the last date?
It's a little aggressive.
No,
Well,
which I'm not sure what that says, but yeah.
No.
Hollow Man was not probably the best choice, but I didn't know. I thought it's an Invisible Man remake. How bad can it be? And I like the movie. I don't love the movie. I didn't buy it when they released that deluxe edition of it because I'll watch it once every 5 years or something, maybe tops.
You're more a fan of the sequel with Christian Slater?
I've never seen it. I'm so tempted though. It has to be bad, right? Has anyone seen it?
Didn't know it existed.
I forgot it existed.
That was during that rush to get sequels into, basically to Blockbuster. To be consumed cheaper of existing titles that no sane person would make a sequel to. I kept waiting for a Miracle Mile 2, which would just be the La Brea tar pit slowly releasing bubbles for 2 hours. So what have you guys been watching?
I revisited Psycho 2 yesterday, and like you said, Lauren, it has no business being as good as it was. I really, really love Psycho 2. Not more than 3, but I think I like 3 more, but I think Psycho 2 is better than 3.
Well, Psycho,
if that makes sense.
With you saying it makes complete sense.
Okay.
because your attitude towards films are faster, louder, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
Corey, what have you been watching, man?
Actually, the first 2 movies into the Gates of Hell trilogy this week. Still got House by the Cemetery to go, but it's been fun revisiting
House by the Cemetery. I got to revisit that.
House by the Cemetery is amazing.
I love that movie and the artwork too. Oh my god, I have the shirt, House by the Cemetery shirt with the artwork and the knife, the bloody knife, and the house in the background, the graveyard, just beautiful artwork.
Go Sue.
Jess, what have you been watching?
Dang.
I actually wanted to bring up what do you guys think of the original Little Shop of Horrors, the Roger Corman one?
It was one of the first VHSs I owned because, again, it was public domain. It was released by Star Video, which meant I could afford it. So I've seen it probably a million times. It's a fun movie. In a lot of ways, I think it's the best version of it simply because it's so pure.
I agree. Totally.
I think once you add music to it in the camp atmosphere, you're forcing camp, right? It's not like camp because they just made that movie. I like Rick Moranis just as much as the next guy, but I'm not sure about Motown dance songs in the middle of my horror movie.
Yeah, I love Rick Moranis, but definitely I'm more up for the straight up classic black and white shot in 2 days, Little Shop of Horrors.
Absolutely. It's always a good thing to revisit. That's a fun movie. So, Griffin, what have you been watching?
Well, can you hear me?
We can.
I guess I decided to try watching The Ward from John Carpenter again.
I'm so sorry.
My God, is that movie flat? It has zero life into it. Even Ghost of Mars, I hate it, but at least there's that Carpenter flair to it. God,
Ice Cube, dog, straight up.
The Ward's so flat.
Yeah.
My God, I think I'm good. I don't think I need to watch it again.
Yeah,
Ever?
I think I saw the
Probably.
word once, and I think I'm done. Now that said, it's not most horror directors hit a real low point. Whether whoever you wanted to use as an example, and I don't think Carpenter ever put out that complete disaster. I think that Ghost of Mars is close, but I'm glad he stopped where he stopped. And I hate to say that because I know everyone wants him to make another film, but I don't want to have to apologize for a Carpenter film the way I kind of have to apologize for Survival of the Dead, right?
Oh God.
I'd rather live in a world where Carpenter's just finished. That's cool. He has the money.
He's finished, pal.
Yeah. I almost Orc. Is there anything non-pornographic you watched this week that you'd like to share?
I watched the new Babysitter movie.
Wait.
Killer.
Okay, the Killer Baby, because there's other Babysitter movies that you watch.
Yeah, sorry, I used the wrong wording on that
I
one.
love the babysitter genre. I really do.
Killer Babysitter. It's the second one. It's kind of fun but dumb at the same time. I really enjoyed it though. It had I don't know. Yeah, it's just a stupid fun film, and I'm like, all right, let's start my dive into Halloween season with this weird movie. So I was like, all right. Yeah.
And finally, Sauce. What you spinning in your house?
Blank
Cool
check,
shirt,
baby.
Sauce.
There's Disney Plus. He's been watching Disney Plus.
I actually,
last-
honestly, like, if I wasn't sleeping this week, I watched Blank Check, House Guest. What's the other one? First Kid. It's where Sinbad is the Secret Service agent. He's got to follow the
Man.
kid around.
Sauce.
Two out of 3 Sinbad movies.
Sauce, if you are speaking in code and you need help, just blink 3 times. I'll
Those
send
are all
someone.
I
legit.
like those
Those
movies
are all legit
too.
movies, dude. Straight
Oh,
up.
No, House Guest was good.
You're
House
right,
Guest
Orc.
was good.
And to bring it back to the horror, I watched Hocus Pocus for the first time in probably 20 years.
Oh wow,
Don't do
dude.
that ever.
That's
Halloween
every girl's
family
like
classic.
go-to movie.
Well, actually, Lord, me and Steak both agree. The 1995 Casper was good.
Yeah, that was definitely.
Hey, I did too.
I have to not watch that movie because
Christina Ricci.
yeah,
What was hot?
It was mad.
way too young to have those discussions about.
Yep.
So I'm just not going to watch Casper.
That's smart because that's still illegal. But yeah, Hocus Pocus. I hadn't seen it because like my family just fucking overwatched it. Like they got it on VHS and just, I swear to God, every time I came out of my room, it was on. But it's fine. Whatever for Disney, it's decent. Like I don't think it like that Halloween Town horse shit is as dark as that movie as Hocus Pocus is. And even Hocus Pocus certainly isn't dark by any stretch, but like that's back when they still wrote movies they'd throw some scraps to the parents.
That was back when Space Jam was around, dude. Yeah.
Sick, bro.
Can I ask all of you to do me a favor? Can everyone scream as loud as you can? Hello to Amy.
Hello,
Amy.
Hello, Amy
Hello.
promo. What's
She's
up?
probably driving, so we just probably put her into the
Who's
center
Amy?
divider. Amy's a good friend of mine in real life. So
Reminds me of a song called Amy Sue by Mr. Monty.
Cheers,
did you write
Amy.
that song? Did you write that song?
I did.
What's up,
Jess,
Amy?
come
I'm
on.
on your 4G, son.
This is for you, Amy. Rock and Cranberry.
Speaking of writing songs, when Jess threw up that big box of 50 shitty horror movies, it just reminded me of when I was at bands, and we're trying to do like this horror punk, like copy the Misfits, or just watch these shitty movies, just damn near like snuff films, and just try to write a song about them. It just never worked.
I really, as much as I like death rock and early goth rock, and I like Bauhaus and 45 Grave, and I love all that stuff. I don't like today when people like watching, let's watch The Fog and then write a song about it. That's about that song.
Well,
that
that's
drives
funny.
me nuts.
Blitzkid, a band called Blitzkid, wrote a song called "The Fog." It's just based, it's not really based. Like it's just, it's vaguely based on the movie. Like they got like the early shit is very much let's watch a movie and write a song about it, but it's fun. They keep it fun. And then they turn into actual musicians and wrote good songs.
And that's a healthy progress. I think everyone needs to go through that developing stage where they're writing like, derivative stuff. But I don't ask me to listen to it though, because I just get annoyed.
I'm going to ask you to listen to it.
And I'm going to tell you, hell no, sir. Hell no. Everyone, please go over to Steak's page and downvote all his videos. No, I'm kidding. Don't do that. Actually, that would help though, because YouTube,
at least,
any interaction is positive.
Yeah, I was just saying the eyes and interaction. So,
yeah.
By all means.
Jacob is saying that the House by the Cemetery score sounds very familiar to the Fog theme. Sort of, in that they're both have that broken music box like feel to them. I think the Fog is my favorite John Carpenter score, but I do love the theme to House by the Cemetery as well.
Yes,
I miss that.
That was a good theme.
I miss that whole sensibility of putting us in kind of a fractured childhood state to watch horror films, which movies used to do, right? Because there's these very like almost sing-song, nursery rhyme type of melodies, and I miss that. And I don't like when people just use synths to try and it sounds like the 80s because I'm using a synth. No, either figure it out or don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I said.
Okay.
Yeah, I love this.
Lauren, what movie would you compare House by the Cemetery to? There's two movies I have in mind, but I want your take on it. What would you like? Not compare them to, but what movies would you say are similar to House by the Cemetery?
Oddly enough, The Shining.
I didn't have that in mind. But...
Well, depends how you watch the film. If you look at the film as a straight up slasher film, which I have problems with people viewing it that way, then it doesn't work.
And it's not. No, it's not straight up slasher. No.
What else? I don't know the second film offhand because I'm going to come up with another Fulci title, and that's not really what you're looking for. I don't know. Maybe Ghost House. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah. I think House by the Cemetery is its own monster, which is why I'm so impressed with it. It doesn't.
Yeah, such a good movie. Such a good movie.
So Corey.
Yeah.
You just watched City of the Living Dead and The Beyond in the last couple weeks, right?
Last couple days, actually.
Couple days, wow. So is this first time through on Fulci for you?
No, obviously I've seen Zombie a number of times, and I've always been a big fan of The Beyond. City of the Living Dead I may have seen once back in the day, same way with House by the Cemetery. So I'm a little, new to some of the stuff, but some of it the stuff I've always watched, I've always enjoyed. So
do you find it disturbing because you're fresh from it? That's what I appreciate where you are. I've always been bothered when people just want to talk about the gore in Fulci's films because there's like maybe 90 seconds of gore in all of his movies in each of his films. Maybe Zombie might be like 2 minutes total if you put it all together.
Right.
But it's like the man was the best at creating mood and atmosphere that we've probably ever had, at least since Val Lewton.
I was going to say the same thing. That to me, the atmosphere is what, especially for The Beyond, for me is what really draws me to that movie. I think, like you said, there's a couple gore moments, but other than that, it's just the mood really is.
You mean it's not those super convincing spiders that drew you to the film?
Yeah. Talking about that, we were watching it the other night. Like, there's one real one there.
Yeah, well, do you know what the crazy thing is? I don't know if all of you knows, but there's a shot in The Beyond of the spider walking over the camera lens. It's supposed to be as it crosses over the eye of the character, and that shot got used for Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. They lifted the shot and included it in Spider-Man. So one of the biggest grossing films of all time has a Fulci shot in it.
Nice.
I didn't know that. It's awesome.
It's amazing. Yeah, I mean they recolor timed it to match the Spider-Man movie, but I don't know. So what do you guys think about like the fact that everything is delayed now? I mean, everything's been pushed off. There's like 5 releases scheduled from the major studios for the rest of the year.
It sucks. It sucks because
plain and simple.
I was looking forward to Halloween Kills. You know, I mean, me, you, and Steak were gonna go, and I was looking forward to Halloween Kills. Period, as a movie, as to see, Dr. Loomis. Them remembering him on screen, and supposedly the Michael Myers actor, what's his name, Courtney, James U. Courtney, said it was like Halloween 2018, but on acid. That's how he described it. And so I was really excited for that, and now we got to wait, and but we got things to look forward to, because if you think about it, hopefully Texas Chainsaw Massacre hopefully will be released in the next 2-3 years, but I'm not kind of holding my breath. But we got Scream 5 in 2022, and then Halloween Kills, and then Halloween Ends, and Candyman I'm not really too excited about. I don't know what else is going to come out.
Real big. Can I interrupt real quick?
No. I'll continue.
All right. Fuck it, dude. All right. Okay. My big five. All right. Scream 5, the next 2 Halloween films. And then what I'm really bummed out about, too, is John Wick 4 and 5. Really bummed out about those not coming out. I don't know if you guys are fans of those, but yeah.
I'm not a fan.
I've just got into those, Orc. I've watched John Wick 1 and 2. Then my
I didn't watch
3 at some point.
I didn't watch 1 and 2. I watched 1 and 2 right before the third one came out, and I put them off for like 4 or 5 years. And my friend's like, "You gotta watch these, man. They're really awesome." I'm like, "Yeah, okay, whatever." I'm like, "It's actually a new age Die Hard. I never thought they could do this." It's as badass as Die Hard, but people are like, it's better than Die Hard. I'm like,
No,
wait a
it's not.
second.
It's not.
Wait a
Well, I
second.
wouldn't go that far, but they're pretty badass movies.
I might go that far.
Yeah.
As a series, it's way more consistent. Because I'm sorry, the second Die Hard is really just the first film again.
Oh, drink that haterade, player.
And the fourth and fifth films are not doing any favors to the legacy. There hasn't been a bad John Wick movie yet.
There's only 3 Die Hard movies. What are you talking about?
Uh-oh.
It's a command center, Steak.
Okay, so who wants to tell the person pretending to be Jamie that they need to turn their camera on if they want to come on the show?
Oh, is this where we get the cool sounds?
Oh, cool! Like, fucking
It's not that porno guy, is it?
Incognito tab, boys.
Following the pattern.
Sticking with the horror.
Is the rules. If you want to get on the show, turn on your camera. Make sure your face is on the camera, and we'll. I'll be happy to bring you on. I don't know. I think realistically, the John Wick thing is great, but I'm a little bit worried that they need to do something a little different soon. And gone. So I don't know that you can just do the same kind of like John Wick kills a lot of people to get to the one person he's after this movie thing again and again and again.
He uses something new every movie, though. It's a pencil, then it's a phone book.
That's true. That's very cool. True. He basically is the Jason Voorhees of the action genre. But I think it would be awesome if they made a John Wick movie and just no one died in it. Like, that was the concept of the film, is like he couldn't kill anyone for that film, so he could just hurt them badly.
Interesting.
But something like that, where you have at least something different.
It's called John Dick. And it's a peanut-shaped gun.
Well, they'd have to recast slightly, I guess.
Never mind.
Actually, DJ Donnelly asks a question here that I think would be interesting to go around the table with, which is he wants to know what was the first horror movie we saw on television?
Good question, DJ. I would say, I think when I was younger, I think it was Friday 13th Part 7, if I remember. Yeah, it was on TV on like Saturday night. I forget which channel, but yeah, Part 7, Friday 13th.
I'm pretty sure for me it was probably Halloween 2.
Jess?
Yeah, unless Swamp Thing counts, then it was probably, I think, Halloween 2 on TV as well.
Oh, Halloween 2 is coming in strong. Griffin, first horror movie on TV?
I think it was Christine. It's one of the first ones I remember seeing.
Orc, first horror movie on television?
If it's on television and not rented, I'm gonna go with actually on MonsterVision. Back when I don't know what the network was called at the time, which is epic fail on my part. But Friday the 13th Part 2 on MonsterVision. But it was when they used to have those. It was like TNN. Was that what the
TNT.
network used to be called? No, TNT. But there was like another.
The country music station.
TBS,
Oh,
TBS,
No. There was
USA.
CNN.
No, no,
CNBC.
no.
Sci-fi.
There's
movies.
Orc
there's one that
TV.
used-
USA Network.
No, there's one that used to have all the.
Spit
It was
are you talking about drive-in
man.
theater?
TCM.
No,
it out.
it wasn't TCM. No.
USSR?
I don't think Orc's old enough for drive-in theater.
No,
Help me out,
dude.
help
me
No,
out,
it's-
Steak.
I can't remember. It was like a kind of like a country station, but not really.
CMT.
It's what Spike turned into
Oh,
later.
yeah, that is TNN.
TNN, yeah,
you
that's
were
right.
right,
Yeah,
yeah.
I fucking know my shit, boys.
The National
Hey,
Network.
Well,
That's right,
you guys
Orc.
spent
The
2
Nashville
minutes
Network.
detracting from his
Bam.
statement.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Orc. So what movie would it have been?
Yeah, I wasn't watching Oxygen. Get the fuck out of here, Sticks. I'm just kidding. No, I owe you Sticks so I don't die. What's up? So I learned good.
So what movie was that you think you saw?
Okay, so on MonsterVision it was, but I used to watch marathons on that one. But on MonsterVision it was Friday the 13th Part 2, and then the first one I rented I remember was it was either Child's Play or Halloween Part 4. Probably Halloween Part 4. Yeah.
All right, and Sauce?
First TV one. As far as I can remember, the Night of the Living Dead 90.
Mm.
Ooh.
So
And I've told the story a million times. It was Psycho. So it's interesting that there was a whole lot of slashers as our first features on television. I'm guessing that probably first movie on television was probably pretty much the first horror movie we saw, right?
Real quick, I feel
No,
bad for
not for me, Lord.
that was my guess.
I feel
Nothing.
bad for anyone who doesn't live in the States because if you didn't see MonsterVision and USA Up All Night when they were on TNT and USA, that was like the jam back then, man.
Yeah, it was.
All you needed, yeah.
I
Go
don't.
I agree, Orc.
I don't remember USA Up All Night. I remember Monster Vision. I remember was it TBS's Dinner and a Movie, but I don't remember.
Yes, dinner and a
Well,
movie.
the
remember
problem, Sauce, is that if you were up all night, you were trying to watch the scrambled Playboy channel.
Yeah.
He was watching porno.
You know what? I only ever actually did that. This is the fucking type of dork I am. I only ever did that with the wrestling pay-per-views. And try to hope that it'd stick in so I could at least listen to the commentary, which was hit and miss. But sorry.
So I just want to point out that Jamie is making dinner for us all. She's going to personally deliver all of the steak and veggies. Now, Corey, you'll have to have twice share of the veggies because I know you don't do the steak, but that's okay.
I'll take a steak, Corey.
Okay, well, okay, well.
You could have mine too, Steak.
64 ounce, thank you.
How do you like your steak done, guys?
I'll go
Medium rare.
Medium well.
at it, baby. Oh, buddy, what are you doing?
I like.
Glad I didn't say well done.
Well done. It's just you get smacked in the face.
Yeah. I like my Heinz 57 sauce though with it.
All right.
Yeah, well, hey, there's a member of the panel here that probably has too much experience in steak saucing. So also, we have a lot of interesting things happening on in the chat as far as people saying their first. We have The Original Haunting, which I'm jealous as hell, even though it's Psycho. We have Woman in Black from Jacob, which is pretty amazing too. Jacob saying his first home video was Halloween. And there was another one which I've missed because I'm incompetent at my job. So do you think now, I mean, obviously we don't want to go back to the days of the cut television prints and, television commercials necessarily, but do you think there's something about seeing the films in that kind of that presentation that made us more fans than had we seen it just basically on demand like today? You just dial up a movie and it's there.
Well, with the marathons,
Go ahead.
Al, go.
No, I think so. I do. I think so. Yeah.
Good. Just go.
Well, I normally am against edited films, but I can see like something edited on TV, like we were talking about. You might have a better chance being a little kid getting to see horror. That's your only way. So that's a good thing. Could.
I'll say this. I mean, it was kind of an event. Like you had to be there. Like you. I mean, going video on demand. It's just on demand. I'm ready now, so I'll watch it now. It's not like, oh shit, I got to be in front of the TV at 8 because Monster Vision starts and they're playing.
Yeah, what was the thing for cheating in school? Spark Notes, Cliff Notes, right?
Cliff Notes.
All right, that for back in the day, that was called TV Guide for all you little noobs out there. Okay, I would get that on. I think we'd go grocery shopping Friday, Saturday or Sunday.
Or
and
what
then
size? What can you hold up your hands? What size is a proper TV guide?
I don't know. I have big hands.
No, I'm just saying. Like, is it this? Is it this?
It's
they
small.
changed the
It's
size
like
of
this big.
exactly. They changed the size of TV Guide, and it ain't TV Guide anymore.
Yeah, it was like a pretty small print. So but I'd bring it into like homeroom or like first period on Monday or Tuesday, and I'd circle everything Friday and Saturday night, and I'd just be like, all right, well, I'm not doing anything this fucking night, and then I would I'd watch Monster Vision all night from dusk until dawn at the age of like 10. All right, good stuff. Mega Man and then slasher films.
Exactly. I don't think my grandparents had a TV guide. For me, the TV guide was on the television. And I'm not talking about like a cable guide either. I'm talking a fucking channel 99.
Yeah, and then you'd miss it, and then because you had to take a piss.
Lose your mind.
You'd piss, like you'd go to take a leak and you'd miss it. And then someone would knock on the door, and then you get a phone call. And then like an hour in, you're still trying to find your fucking channel.
Oh. My blood pressure's going up just thinking about it.
Settle down, Steak.
So what I
take a deep breath.
You guys remember when TV Guide started publishing that 6-digit code that supposedly you could enter into some magical VCR and it would record the show for you?
No, what the fuck?
It never worked, by the way. Even if you bought a VCR that claimed it could do it, it never worked.
No.
And it was, in my understanding, it was just a condensation of the date and time. So supposedly you could enter it into your VCR and it would know what to record. But it never worked anyway because, of course, the show would be off by 2 minutes, so you'd miss the ending unless you recorded like 15 minutes on either side. So we all had these jacked up tapes that had like, yeah, I mean, these horrific hard cuts in the middle of commercials and shit.
Oh, yeah. No, I was early 2000s. I'd have Monday Night Raw and then most of MXC, Most Extreme Elimination Challenge. That show was fucking.
ECW, man.
No.
Northeast. That's come on.
I like ECW. I'm just busting balls here.
Oh, okay. I was like, hey, yo.
Steak, you didn't have a Monday Night Raw and half an episode of Silk Stockings?
Oh no! I started watching much after that.
Okay.
This.
Corey, you want to know?
I didn't start watching Raw until it went to TNN.
Corey, you want to know how gangster I was in 97, 98, right when the Attitude Era started till when it basically ended? Check this out. Even though WCW died in 2000 and McMahon bought it from Ted Turner, what I would do, here's what my Monday night would be. I would watch Raw, then the rerun of Nitro, and then Insomniac with Dave Attell, and then go to school the next day. And that's why I'm all fucked up.
I really miss old Comedy Central.
I do too. That was hilarious, Comedy Central. I loved it.
Girls jumping on trampolines.
Things are so much better in the 90s. I swear.
Even early 2000s, man. You get that fucking stupid show, That's My Bush. Like, shortly after they said that, 9/11 happened, and they're like, oh, shit, we got to pretend he's competent.
I remember that. Colin Powell. Oh, man. Yeah.
We do still have a few places left for anyone who wants to join the chat. So I just put the link in one more time. I say that Monty's out there. But anyone,
get in here, Monty.
Anyone?
Monty's at the mall.
Anyone?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Is he at the mall?
Let's go to the mall.
So. He's grabbing movies.
There is no malls left.
So Beverly Hills 90210 in the chat.
Tim's
or
at the
whatever,
bookstore.
I don't know, 4021091. I don't care.
So
The first horror movie he saw in video is called Raw Meat, and if that's the raw meat I'm thinking of, I just watched that the other day, and it's actually pretty good.
is that the Subway one?
That is the Subway one with Donald Pleasance as the.
Mind the door, or was it Mind the Gap?
Oh, I don't remember. He was just so hammy. He's just fucking chewing up scenery in that movie. It's terrific. It's a very boring movie otherwise. Like there's not a whole lot that really happens, but he's such a treat to watch.
Yeah, I saw that like 15, 20 years ago.
Did any of you growing up rent the movie Lunch Meat? It had like the goriest cover in the video store. It was just this like cannibal hillbilly guy eating what was probably a leg of lamb, but it was supposed to be like a human leg or something. And then you got the movie home, and it was it was shot on VHS by a bunch of dumb kids. And there's literally like 10 minutes in the movie where the killer chases a woman around a truck just repeatedly, like a Scooby-Doo scene. They eventually released that thing on freaking DVD, and I was like, why? Who has nostalgia for that?
Somebody.
I've never seen it.
So, you know what scene grossed me out? And this is a trivia for you guys. I want to see who gets it. So they're eating oatmeal or porridge, and blood and pus comes out of somebody's into their porridge, and they continue eating it. Who's going to guess the movie? Lauren, you got it.
It's Dead Alive. It's
yes. Oh, I don't know why I thought about that. I don't know.
Just a second. I'm trying to come up with the Lunch Meat art for you guys. See if it jogs any memories.
I just cheated and looked it up. I didn't remember it.
You didn't remember it?
No.
Me either. I don't remember renting it.
Give me a second. It's loading. There we go. So that's it.
Oh wow, nice cover.
Yeah. So it was like,
I can't believe I never seen it.
Like every video store seemed to have it, and because it rented like crazy because of that cover. The movie was so cheap. It was literally shot on like a shoulder cam, VHS consumer model with non-actors. I don't think there was a score. I think it was just like all just the whatever came through the actual mic on the camera. It was like it tried to be Hills Have Eyes or Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and the best it could accommodate was maybe I don't know. You know that insurance commercial with the kids hiding behind the chainsaws? That's a better movie.
Oh yeah.
So, Lauren, I picked up a couple new books. I was curious if you read any of these too. So I don't know if you could see it.
Sandbound by Miles Gibson. No, I've not.
Yeah, got that. And this one, I'm pretty sure I know you've all seen the movie.
Glare, 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 and glare.
Falling Angel.
I haven't seen it.
I've not read it.
Not me.
You want to know what the movie was called? Angel Heart.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I didn't see it.
I imagine that story probably plays better as a novel than it did on screen.
Yeah,
I like the movie, but I think it would make a lot more sense as a novel.
Yeah, I was really excited about picking those two up. Looking for some old horror paperbacks.
Do you have a used bookstore that's open currently?
Yeah, I have a Half Price Books.
I'm jealous. I don't have one near me. I can drive into Pennsylvania and get and find, there's a second in Charles and there's a couple things there, but they seem to be very hit or miss about anything more obscure than Harry Potter. So
I know. I was just in a Joe Beth bookstore, and all they had was Harry Potter or Stephen King. That was it.
Harry Potter's canceled.
And somehow yet Stephen King is not, despite if anyone ever opens some of those books, they might find something they don't like. Ooh. Orc, what have you read recently?
Nothing. I'm too smart.
Too smart?
Too smart.
Wicked smart.
Wicked
smart.
Yep. For video games anymore.
Yep. No, yeah. Those are now those go for a lot. Oh my god, dude. That's
Yeah, they
that's
do.
one thing. That's one thing I wish I didn't get rid of, but I kind of had to because I was kind of collecting them. But Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and Nintendo 64, if you have those complete in box, so which is basically the box, the manual, and the game, and like working condition, and you didn't like mess with the cartridge and open it or anything, those go for insane amounts of money.
Oh yeah, they do.
Well, who just bought a bunch of games and didn't open them?
Yeah, I mean that just didn't happen, right?
Tons of people do that.
Well,
There's a
today
lot of
they
people.
do because they think there's money
Yeah.
to be made, but back in the day, nah, we played shit, and that's how it should be.
Goddamn.
No,
Right.
no.
Accurate.
There's always some rich guy who's like, I'm gonna buy 50 things of Mortal Kombat 2, and then he opens one and then he puts 49 in his closet, and that's why they're like, oh, look at these. There's a I'll plug a show. It's on YouTube and it's called The Game Chasers,
No,
and
no,
it's
no,
like,
no, no.
nope,
No plugs.
Orc, you're a big video gamer, right?
There's no hair plugs here, sir.
There.
yeah. There's a show called The Game Chasers, and it's like where they go around like American Pickers, but by dudes from Texas, and they just go around to like flea markets and like just they go to like someone's like anywhere they can find games. They like travel across America and Canada and stuff.
Orc, do you remember from 1993? I used to be a big video gamer. I don't care about video games anymore. But in 1993, I had Panasonic 3DO. Remember that game system?
Yes, I remember that one.
You guys
I
Remember
never
want
owned
to
it.
you guys
I
want
used
to
to
see the
have-
first game system I ever had, and it's the only game system I've
They
ever
had
had.
a game,
2600.
Way of the Warrior.
In television.
That's the Odyssey 2, friends.
What the heck? Oh my god!
Yeah.
Wow, that's a throwback.
That's what I grew up with. We couldn't afford the
Steak
Atari.
still plays it.
We couldn't afford it. We couldn't afford the Atari, but Magnavox had our money.
Mm. Gee, but any of y'all played was it Demon's Crest? The Super Nintendo?
No.
Kind of a spin-off.
Demon's
of
Crest. I've heard of it. I haven't played it.
Yeah, it's
No.
like a spin-off of the Ghouls and Goblins.
So 4021971 says, after Raw Meat, I saw City of the Living Dead. All the innards coming out of the girl's mouth. I was shocked. I was a shocked young person for sure. You know, it's funny because the first time I saw that film, that scene actually stopped me. I pushed pause after it. Because at that point in, I don't know, 86, 87, whenever I saw it, there was just nothing that extreme. There was nothing out there like it. Even people would say, well, Day of the Dead. You know what? There's something about the concept of regurgitating your own intestinal tract that's worse than being torn apart by zombies for me. It was a showstopper. And I don't think I've experienced a lot of that in my life. Maybe that's the turtle scene from Cannibal Holocaust. I don't know. I don't even think that.
Suspiria,
What in Suspiria?
2018, the Olga scene.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, nothing in that.
Oh,
That
yeah.
would be possible. I don't think there's something that is as disturbing and well executed and feels tactile today. I just don't think there is. What do you guys what is the line for you guys? What is the scene that you think is genuinely disturbing in a film?
I don't like animals being hurt, even if it's fake. I'm a big animal lover, and that just pisses me off. It just boils my blood when there's any kind of, anything involved in the hurting of animals and stuff like that. I just want to fucking take a shotgun to their head and blow their fucking head off.
Okay, so
That
we
was
put up
pretty
some
key to
photos
me
of
when
dead
I was a
animals.
kid, Al.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, fucking
Sorry, guys, I lost it for a second.
Satan's gonna pop up and just,
Corey, so what's your line?
I don't know if it's a line, but things that disturb me now is like I'll agree with Al on animals, but like I think I've said it before. Like you can say what you want to say about the movie, but like the beginning of Pumpkinhead when the guy loses his son, that's as a father those things are kind of hard to deal with and make you think about your own kids and their life. So
Have you seen Haunting of Julia?
no, I haven't.
It'll break you. I'm telling you right now, the opening scene of that film will break you. If Pumpkinhead bothered you, Honey and Julia is going to leave you on the floor.
Right.
Literally.
Yeah. Jess, what's the line?
Well, I mean, especially when I was a kid, I agreed with Al on the animals. That really bothered me anytime you heard animals in movies. But and now that I'm a parent, Corey, same thing. But the Faces of Death movies, now that I know like most of that's really fake, it was still
it's fake,
like a snuff film. That's maybe slightly too far.
Well, here's a good question. Which one was the best Faces of Death?
Oh, I don't even remember on the numbers.
That's a good question.
I'm not sure anyone could.
I think I like part 4. 4 was pretty. I don't know.
Griffin, what is there a scene in horror films that you think just it doesn't have to cross the line to the point where you don't want to watch the movie? Just is there a point where you were stopped dead in your tracks by something visual on screen?
Animals and eyeballs.
Oh, so you're not a Fulci fan?
Nope.
Mr. Orc.
Skip me and come back. Hang on. I'm thinking of something.
Okay. Saucy.
I'll say this: I haven't come across it yet. I've said before, I'm annoyed that Halloween 2018 he didn't fucking stab that baby. Yeah,
Kills will make up for it.
No, it won't. I'm with you.
I need the director's cut where that baby gets stabbed. I don't need to see it, but just give me the sound effects.
Have you seen Tim Ritter's movie Truth or Dare?
I don't think so.
So the killer at one point runs over a baby carriage with a baby inside it in that movie.
Oh,
and it's just it's not a plot point. He's just driving. There's a baby pushing a baby across the road, so he hits the gas and runs over the carriage with the baby in it.
That happened. It wasn't intentional, but a kid in my high school actually ran over a child. It's much less funny and entertaining when it's real life, but that's the whole thing. It's a movie, so you can laugh and be jubilant. But yeah, in real life, apparently, I don't know that it actually happened. Like, there was the rumor. I was always told that it happened, and there was someone who was in my grade too, but like he didn't go to jail or anything. Like, because the rumor was like he was, drunk from the night before, and he was driving to school and hit a kid. It's like,
when I was 9 years old, there was a guy that ran over me, but I'm still here. So
my sister ran me over with a go-kart.
Steak ran me over twice.
That can hurt too.
Yeah, but he did that just to incapacitate you for a fun time afterwards.
I hate you, Steak. Nice. Why'd you have to do that to me? Bastard.
Still paying for that therapy.
First.
Listen, I'll make it 3 times. Go watch it now.
So I might sorry, COVID. I might be the exception here, but as long as we're not talking about real animal death, which I have different feelings on.
Wait, I'm gonna let you finish. Kanye Taylor Swift style. Anything that says directed or produced by Michael Bay, with the exclusion of Pain and Gain, and that's pretty much it. Oh, and The Rock, of course.
Bad Boys.
Pain and Gain and The Rock. That's it.
Bad Boys.
Nope. Bubblicious. Juicy fruit.
I don't mind fake animal death on film. Like if it's just a special effect like anything else, I can't get upset. It's the same argument people have of I don't like rape and revenge films. Well, cool, don't watch them. But I don't think there's any equivalency to the real act to what's being done on film. I just don't care. I just don't care. Now you need to make a good film around it because I'm not getting any thrill out of it, particularly just by being on screen. But if it's part of your story, I love Miss 45. I love Last House on the Left. I mean, I love those movies. I Spit on Your Grave I like a lot, and on some days I'd go a bit further, but not today. So I think that as long as everything's fiction and fake, I don't care what you put on screen. Now, if you actually hurt real living things, today I have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with Cannibal Holocaust or its ilk from that time period, specifically because there's no point in throwing the baby out with the bathwater. There's good things about those films besides those scenes, And at this point, I don't want to see a film cut to ribbons just because I don't like this scene or that scene. So it's
also, I assume that everyone in the 70s were fucking Neanderthals anyway. So
well, that's true. And the sky was was slightly yellow at all times. So I think that if you go into a horror film even able to be offended by a horror film, you're probably doing it wrong. Right? I mean, there's safer genres to go to. Uh-oh.
So,
oh goddamn! My boy,
Tar Heel! Tar
Yeah.
Heel! Tar Heel!
Nobody.
Tar Heel's in the house.
speaking of someone else to
What's up, Joe Bob?
vote and discuss
Not much.
everyone.
How's it going, Judge Moon?
It is going. How
Buddy.
are things in Utah?
I'm from North Carolina, dude.
I know.
This man gives no fucks.
What's going on, steak sauce?
I gotta move the screens around so
He's
you're
from
right.
Indiana,
Everybody at work.
Purdue.
So, Mr. Purdue, what is your line? What's the most disturbing thing that you have seen in a horror film?
Nothing.
Such a
Steak
good
sauce.
And don't start the sentence with "orc." Anything.
It's not really a horror film, but Mad Max with the young couple. You know what I'm talking about?
I do.
That stuff to me as a kid. It still does a little bit. With that biker gang.
Do you need Sauce to come over and hold your hand while you watch it next time?
No.
He will.
hey, what if someone's line was in Maximum Overdrive where the soda cans are being shot out of her?
This machine just called me an asshole.
This machine just called me an asshole. How about that?
It's so amazing that Stephen King didn't have a real acting career, isn't it? After Creepshow and Maximum Drive,
They shut that.
and someone's about to say, "Well, he was on Sons of Anarchy," and I say to you, if you made it that far into Sons of Anarchy, we're not talking.
Sleepwalkers.
They shot a lot of that movie in North Carolina where I'm from.
Really? Did you bring him? Did you bring him like coffee cakes and some iced tea to the production?
That movie came up before I was born, so.
Oh, so no, slacker,
No.
get on that.
They shoot everything in the Carolinas and Georgia. Everything.
Yeah, pretty
I think
much.
that one of the first
Orc is right. Atlanta has been shooting a lot of, and Bulgaria too lately.
Dude, Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina, they shoot fucking everything.
What happened to LA? Like, what's going on? Why
Too
don't-
expensive, and it's on fire.
You're right. Yeah, you're right, Lauren. You're
one
right.
of
Yeah.
the first
That's
ones
why
they
they-
started doing out in Carolinas was Silver Bullet.
Oh, sorry. Freddy vs. Jason shot. It's nice and cheap. You just gotta use a bunch of Canadian, so which is, to me, less than perfect.
Which just means you have to ADR over whenever they say the word about.
Yeah.
A boot.
About?
I'm going eating a boot for some films today.
We love you, Raiho.
Yeah.
Ryo and Cole, shout out.
Ryo Magnifico.
Yeah, we love you, Raiho.
He is magnificent.
Wow, that's dirty.
Ah. They shoot a lot in Romania too, right? Like that. I mean, that's like an old.
Bulgaria.
Yeah, Jamie
I am
Leatherface was shot in
Okay.
Bulgaria.
I'm not sure if that's really something Bulgaria really wants to be known for.
Jesus.
The old Perkins 14, the After Dark, whatever the fuck.
Film Fest.
Yeah, Film Fest. There you go. That was shot in Romania.
Is anybody watching any horror movies today?
Fuck no! I hate horror movies.
What? I can't believe you said that.
I'm gonna play Tetris.
So I'm wondering if
I gotta do the crossword.
there's a movie I want to discuss.
Steak,
really?
man.
So there's a movie I want to discuss. Have you all
Mario.
Session
that?
9. I love Session 9.
Hate it.
What's that about?
Haven't seen it.
Oh, y'all haven't seen it?
I've seen
I
it.
love
I
It's
haven't.
by USA. The
Thanks
TV
for
network.
knowing
You want to give a little description, Lauren, about it?
It is about a hazmat crew that is under duress, paid to go clean out the cancer-causing insulation from a abandoned insane asylum that is rumored to either A, be haunted, or B, have ex-inmates have returned to live in it. And it's about the struggles of these men who don't really like each other doing a possibly dangerous job in a horrifically bad time in at least one of their lives.
Going off of what Lauren's saying,
How was that?
if
How,
you have
off
not,
the top of my head, did that nail it?
yes. Going off of what you're saying,
Good to me. I don't know.
4 steak stars.
If you haven't seen it, and there's 31 days, obviously in October, watch it. It's worth it. Trust me.
It really is.
Trust me.
Are you nuts?
Mission
31
nine.
days? Have you watched
31 days, and there are 30 days in this month. We're almost there, steak sauce. A1 sauce.
I can't wait till the 13th. That's all I'm thinking.
Lauren, have you
Oh,
read
man.
this Rue Morgue magazine?
I
The
have not.
interview?
Oh, Rube Morgue.
Is
Wow,
it with Brad? Is it with
yeah.
Brad Anderson?
Yeah. The main interesting thing I caught was he talked about how he was sick and tired of seeing horror movies for teenagers, and he
Come on,
wanted to
Jess.
make an adult horror film.
I
Welcome to The
100%
Shining.
agree. Now it's funny. I don't know if you're trying to feed this line, but yesterday Fangoria tweeted out, someone at Fangoria, because I don't, it's not like it's a monolith, tweeted out that teens and horror are synonymous, and they listed Texas Chainsaw Massacre as one of the films to prove the point. So I tweeted back to them, there are no teens in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which is true.
And what did they say?
They didn't respond, but a lot of other people did to agree with me. But I do think that, and it might be because of our age, but I don't know. Like as a kid, I never wanted to watch people my age anyway. That's probably a lot of the reason I never was into kids' films anyway. But as a teenager, that was never like I could be that kid, because I was never that kid in any of those movies. So I would rather watch adults every day of the week.
What's your opinion on Children of the Corn, Lauren?
It's a hot movie.
So do you guys know the Children of the Corn thing? So I was asked to do a autopsy series on the Children of the Corn.
Oh yeah.
I heard about that.
Not enough money
And so
or time in the world.
there was 2 things I said I'd do if I could do. First of all, I had to find the whole series for less than $10. And I thought that was a pretty good bluff that would never happen. And then someone, of course, sent me a link to a eBay auction for the whole series for $8. And the second thing is I said, well, as long as I can get through these movies. And I couldn't. And then a weird thing happened, whereas I decided I was going to make a video in which I saw how far I could get into each movie. And I can't even do that. It was like, in some cases, it was literally like 11 minutes in and I bailed.
Yeah.
That series is bad.
Sounds like me seeing the Nightmare remake in the theater. 11 minutes and I bailed out the door. Give me my money back. Right, Steak?
Bolted.
I don't think it was that bad. It's a shitty movie, but listen, I'm sitting in a fucking theater. I'm not moving till the movie's done.
It should have never been made.
I can't imagine something being put on the screen that would actually make me get up and leave.
I'm not getting up unless I need a popcorn refill, soda refill, or I need to take a piss. Need to take a piss. That's it.
Speak the truth.
I'm like this. I'm not moving unless I got to take a massive piss or leak.
Griffin, you're probably going to say yes to this. I don't know about everyone else. Corey, maybe. Jess, maybe. So have you guys read the short story that it's based on, right?
Children of the Corn?
I've heard of it.
No, I have not read the short
You've
story.
not
Yes, but it's been a very long time since I read the short story.
It's actually not so much about the kids in the town as much as it's about the Lovecraftian thing that lives in the cornfield. And that's the side of it that just kept getting ignored. Like they never wanted to actually do that in the movies. They just wanted to have killer kids.
Outlander!
And it really pissed me off because like the killer kids are the least interesting thing about it. Like that opening sequence, that montage in the diner, good. It's really cool.
So fucking cool.
But then after that, I didn't give a shit about those kids. They weren't scary.
That's the person, right?
You could take those kids out so easy.
I'll take the movies, but Lauren, you should write Children of the Corn Part 9 then and incorporate that in it.
That's a big problem.
Hey guys, whoever owns the rights at this point, give me a call. I'll work that out for you.
South Park did it perfectly. Outlander, we have your woman.
So going back to
I'll be there.
Chapter 9, did you it's I saw it because it was referenced. It was one of the movies that was referenced for Silent Hill 3. There's a part where there's a very you can actually see like the wheelchair kind of just sitting there, and a scene in the game, and I thought it was fantastic. Just the ambience in that film. It draws you in. My only problem is it was one of the earliest shot on digital, so it has that kind of odd, flicker look to it. It doesn't have that, nice organic panoramic view of older actual film. So that's my only really complaint about the film, but I just thought it was incredible.
Yeah, I mean, it's a quieter horror film, so a lot of people are not going to gravitate towards it, but it's kind of in that tradition of Ghost Story and The Changeling and films like that. And I appreciate that being on the market because we don't get things like that anymore.
Yes, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I'm gonna be out. I'm gonna get away from this for a moment. I'll be right back.
We will hold our breath.
We'll miss you.
See you soon.
Griffin, I wrote down session 9. I'll try to check it out October.
All right, sweet. Have you seen The Machinist?
Yeah.
With Christian Bale?
I think I have.
Oh man, he ate like one can of tuna and one apple for like 6 months just to lose. Oh man,
Where he's ultra thin, same director.
and that's what I like about Christian Bale. Like he's a great actor. He puts so much into his role, and he's so dedicated. And he was voted the best Batman. You can,
He's nice to
I agree.
Too. He really takes care of it.
Just think of it this. He was in The Machinist, then he did Batman Begins.
Yeah, he put on like 60 pounds of muscle. That's dedication. He's a great actor, Christian Bale.
The new Joker movie, when he gets into the refrigerator and you could see his spine and all of his ribs and stuff, I was like, oh man, whoever plays him, what's his name? Help me out.
Christian Bale.
Phoenix?
Oh,
Joaquin Phoenix. Thank you. Yes. Yeah.
Betty White.
Like how skinny he is. That's nuts, man.
Hot and
That's
clean.
The Arthur man myself, Lauren.
She's dead though.
I'm a room
Rest in peace.
She was
I love
a
Golden
handsome
Girls.
woman when she was alive.
Golden Girls was great.
That show is just really well written.
I still watch it.
Golden Girls.
I binged it at the beginning of the pandemic there.
All the seasons, Steak Sauce?
Who's
All
that?
7.
Who's that?
And Golden Palace.
I was just going to ask you if you watched that Golden
Golden
Palace.
Palace is on YouTube.
Nice.
That's actually, that wasn't bad either. It was basically an extension.
It's hard to watch after such
Oh,
good shows
Cat
like
O' Nine
Golden
Tails.
Girls.
It's to me, it's just as good because, Sophia's still there. Like, that's really all you need. I hate.
Like I said, I'm a B. Arthur man, so.
Yeah, I hate Cheech Marin, so him being there. But like Don Cheadle, that's Don Cheadle's fucking breakout. It's Golden Palace.
Golden Palace
Basically,
just sounds
season
like
8
it's
of Golden Girls.
some kind of fetish site.
Yeah, well, Lauren, that's the way your mind works, and we know why.
So, another horror film. What'd you all think of Stir of Echoes with Kevin Bacon?
I just watched that again the other night.
It wasn't bad.
I like it.
It wasn't bad.
I like it.
Yeah, I like
I
it.
haven't watched it since it was available on VHS.
The problem,
If it isn't Tremors, I'm not watching it.
the problem is there's so
Hollow
much
Man?
like Stir of
Burt
Echoes.
Gummer.
There's just so much that came out that's like Stir of Echoes after Stir of Echoes. Like basically all the early Blumhouse films are Stir of Echoes.
Yeah.
So
Hey, Al, you're older
Was
and
it-
you're wiser, and
I
you're
haven't
half
read the
right.
book. Was it Pretty Faithful?
it's been way too many years. I don't know.
Okay.
It was around the time of The Sixth Sense. Not
Yeah,
to
it
bring
came
up
out
Shyamalan
right.
again,
I think it
but
came out like almost definitely the same year.
the same vibe.
Nice.
But yeah, I like that movie. I just watched it, I
Nice.
think, on Hulu a day or
Yeah,
two
it's-
ago.
It's genuinely creepy, and it has a lot of elements of the American version of The Ring are in it. A lot of elements of it.
Yeah, and the other thing is, it's interesting because when you talk about, I kind of binged reading Matheson in my late teens, so a lot of those titles like really blend together for me. But watching it on screen, it felt almost like it wasn't based simply on the novel of the same name. It was kind of a compendium of a lot of writing from that time, because there definitely was this whole like mid to late 70s ghost fiction wave kind of thing. I don't know. So let me ask you, the October season is beginning, and that's the real start of Halloween. We've been trying to start it earlier and earlier, but honestly, it's really October 1st is the launch of the season. What are you guys doing to kick off your season?
Eating lots of candy. Fuck yeah.
What kind
Watching
of candy?
horror movies and drinking.
He's gone.
Definitely horror movies. October 1st, all the few decorations we have, I'll throw up.
You hanging out at the bada bing.
So I gotta quit. Do y'all like to watch the entire Halloween film series
Every year?
October?
Every year, yeah. Starting in October.
Can't do it.
Except for Resurrection. I don't do Resurrection nor the Rob Zombies. I stop at H2O.
I'll do Resurrection like at November 1st or 2nd, but yeah, no Rob Zombie.
Halloween Resurrection, baby.
Once November starts, it's like I'm getting into the Christmas horror, and then December 1st hits, and it's all Christmas horror all the way. And a bottle of Jack Daniels.
Christmas movies too.
Only horror movie I watch.
No Christmas movies, just Christmas horror. That's all.
I love Christmas. It's right up there with Halloween.
Blood Rage.
Well, if we survive Christmas, if we survive Halloween, now we got to survive Christmas.
Well, Election Day is in the middle there, and that's probably going to be the tougher one to survive this year.
Yeah.
We need an election year horror movie that's not called The Purge.
Yep.
Nah.
Well,
that's the one.
Not a holiday. That's not nothing to celebrate.
Well, it should be a holiday.
Except our freedoms, I guess.
I'm a real fucking idiot. I almost just piped in there. And now I'm gonna fucking give myself up. I almost piped in. Oh, there's Uncle Sam, which is
different holiday.
July. It's just. Fuck, I'm gonna go kill myself, guys.
Don't do it. Don't do it, Steak.
No, Steak, stop. Don't.
It's not worth it. Don't do it.
The suspense is terrible.
Wait till Halloween Kills.
At least do it on camera so I get the views.
Speaking of on-camera suicides, you guys see that fucking Facebook Live from like last weekend or maybe the weekend before? This guy, I don't know, he's just sitting there. And he's like, oh, okay, I should kill myself. Okay. He takes a shotgun and just boom.
Really? I gotta see that. How can I find that video?
I don't know what to search to look it up, honestly. I don't remember. But it was like our Bud Dwyer times 1,000. It's fucking crazy.
Because lately on Facebook Live, you've been seeing like gang members getting shot in like Chicago. Like they'll be walking Facebook Live and then a drive-by shooting goes on. It's crazy, man. I don't know.
Anyway, speaking of Uncle Sam,
shit's real, dog. Shit's real. You know what I'm saying?
Pretty entertaining. Well, we don't culturally appropriate on this show, Al.
Where's that NWA background, Steak?
I'll get that out.
Put it up
right
now. I want to see it. Put it up. I want to see it right now. There we go.
Yeah.
In the hizzy.
Dope man.
Have you guys seen Uncle Sam?
No.
Not me, no.
I have, but it's been years. Yeah, it might have been in the 90s when I last saw that.
At one point, it was on Prime,
Early.
like for free. You didn't have to rent it, but it's got the guy that does the voice of Chef. What the fuck's that?
Isaac Hayes.
Yeah, I couldn't think of Isaac Hayes.
The Duke.
And it's just it's
number
so
one.
good. So it's about this like Desert Storm vet who's just like a real piece of shit, but he dies, and he shouldn't have, like something fucked up. Like he shouldn't have died. So like he comes back to life and just like massacres a town, and it's up to this stupid little kid and blind Isaac Hayes to stop him. It's good shit, man. It really is. It's fun. Al. This is why I don't do reviews, because they'd be 30 seconds long.
I'll
Good shit.
pay you to do a review. I'll fucking pay you.
So
People still love it, Sauce. They still love it.
So what is your all's favorite, taking out like I would say more of his, mostly just talking about, well, what are you guys' favorite Brian De Palma films? Would you consider a lot of those as outside of Carrie, like a horror film?
Dress to Kill is definitely
More
a better
action
film.
thrillers, dramas, mix.
That's a good question.
It's definitely
Jess,
a horror
have you
film.
seen Body Double?
Again, it's been years, but yes.
Yeah, that one. I love the Body Double. That's a great film.
I think that
It's
De Palma
become a classic.
we don't talk about De Palma as a horror director, and like you look at the vast majority of his work, and it all fits.
The Fury, totally.
Fury.
Horror.
Look, it's a Scanner's rip, but it is totally horror.
Yeah, the Fury. If anyone hasn't seen the Fury, it's well worth checking out.
What happened to Orc?
Orc had to take a little break. He's had enough of you, sir.
Too much stimulation.
But like,
There you go. Actually, 4021971 Sisters was horror. Well, just a little bit, right?
yeah. But like, Blowout was it was, had the political angle to it. I remember it was a senator or somebody.
Yes, but it has that paranoia that De Palma was so good at twisting your head. Like you look around his screen, because you know shit's gonna happen from all angles. So
I don't know if he's ever said anything on it, but do you think he was mocking the like slasher genre with the beginning of the film, where it's POV shot?
I think he was acutely aware that he could have gotten drawn into a career of just doing like horror films, and he wanted to be kind of playful about it. Although, listen, I look at De Palma as one of those guys that it almost transcends horror in the way that Hitchcock transcends horror, in that they're just, until late in his career, they're just goddamn good movies.
Where do you think that ended? Snake Eyes?
I think that Snake Eyes is a little bit misunderstood. The movie's very messy, but there's a lot of really great stuff in it. Definitely after Snake Eyes.
Was Snake Eyes before or after Mission to Mars? That's the one I've seen I can't stand of his.
I don't think I've ever seen Mission to Mars.
I think
I
Mission to Mars.
I don't know that I've seen a Brian De Palma film. So on that note, Saucy's going to get off.
Yeah, I almost got to say Carrie probably is.
He's going to grab a little nap before work. So.
All right.
Have a good one, Steak. Don't beat anybody up at work.
Steak.
He's paid to beat people up at work.
Sir.
That's what they pay him money to do.
But Lauren,
just
go ahead and just start gushing about Phantom of the Paradise. So everybody needs to see it.
Phantom of the Paradise is one of my favorite films, and no one that has not experienced Phantom of the Paradise can understand Phantom of the Paradise. It is one of the most 70s films ever made.
It's so
it has the great Jessica Harper singing her heart out, acting her heart out, and being gorgeous. It has Paul Williams doing his songwriting best, and also portraying a guy, a songwriter who sold his soul to the devil for youth and immortality. It has an assault in a shower stall with a toilet plunger, and you'd think that
was before High Tension.
It was before High Tension, but it was even before Born Innocent.
Or High Anxiety. My bad. The Mel Brooks film.
Yeah, and it was before Born Innocent. Which, if you haven't seen that and you want to see a young Linda Blair get assaulted by other reform school girls in a bathroom in a shower with a toilet plunger handle, then that's the movie for you. It was made for television. But no, Phantom of the Paradise is an amazing, amazing film that it should be required viewing for anyone who likes cult cinema, period. It's just royalty all around. The soundtrack I play all the time.
Yeah, it's one of the most fun films I've ever seen. I went into it with zero expectations. I completely blind bought the Blu-ray. I'm just like, That's the Palma. I'll check it out. It looks pretty goofy. I watched. I'm like, I couldn't. Like, I was laughing. I was having so much fun, and I was not in the mood to have fun. I was just kind of just like, oh, I'm gonna watch a movie. But then I was roaring with laughter. I was having so much fun. It is a great film.
Oh hell yeah, it is. But here's the thing. Let me ask you: if someone tried to create expectations of that movie for you, like I just did, there's no way for it to really happen, right? Like you cannot be prepared for that movie.
Like some people told me they really like it, like they're huge fans of it. And I just thought, well, it's a cult movie, you know, kind of a rock version of Phantom the Opera, and I'm like, I don't know. I had no idea what I was expecting going into it. I just saw like it's going to be rock and roll. That's all when I went into it.
It is the most rock and roll thing ever for that time period, definitely.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, if you love Phantom of the Paradise, how do you feel about Repo the Genetic Opera?
I actually have not seen that.
Just put it on your list. It's not Phantom of the Paradise, but I like it a lot. Do you like industrial rock?
Yeah. Then
it's a good match. It's opera, industrial rock, and horror as a pseudo musical. It's actually it's a rock. What?
I've seen Repo Man. That's got a lot.
Well, that's a great film too.
I love how all the everything at the little shopping mart just had like food, chicken, beans. That was it.
I just love when they're waiting for my son's gonna come home. He'll deal with it. They're sitting on a couch waiting to get the shit kicked out of them, and they know it. It's like the worst job ever.
Yeah, Repo Man's fun.
Repo Man is. So, have you seen? I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry.
I have not seen Sid and Nancy, his follow-up.
Oh, I like Sid and Nancy a lot, but it's a whole lot of film.
Yeah,
it's a whole lot of film.
Is it 2.5 hours?
It's over 2, and Gary Oldman is so amazing.
I gotta see it. I've had the Blu-ray forever.
When is Gary Oldman not amazing?
Yeah, but the thing is, like, doing Sid Vicious would be so easy for someone to just do a stupid pantomime performance of that, and that's not what Gary Oldman chose to do. That's kind of amazing. He went completely in a different direction. He plays Sid as a hurt child, basically, and it's pretty amazing. I think it's an amazing film, but you got to sit down and be ready to deal with a film that's as heavy as it is. Yeah. Corey, have you seen Sid and Nancy?
No, haven't.
Add that to your list, sir, right now.
Will do. Not
a horror film in any respect, although you could argue that it gets pretty dark in places. Especially if you have any affinity for punk rock, it's just amazing.
Let's stick with the 80s. Awesome. Let's Manhunter, horror film.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I don't see how we don't include
or
people
subgenre thriller.
So what is a thriller?
It's a shocker.
A shocker.
It's sort of a subgenre of horror.
But you see, I think at a certain point, like, we're just mincing words. Like, if the functioning difference between a Friday the 13th or a Halloween film and Manhunter is that we spend more time with the characters, I mean, is that it? Is that
what's a thriller? Zodiac and Silence of the Lambs. There you go.
But yeah, I was just gonna say that, Orc. Silence of the Lambs. But you don't want to, if you're trying to promote that to some new viewer of Silence of the Lambs. You haven't seen it, surprisingly. You might not always want to say, "Oh, check out this great horror film, Silence of the Lambs."
I think a thriller is something where it's not necessarily a jump scare like the Conjuring movies or Insidious or any of those types of films like Ghost House, but it's your I don't know, your blood pressures rise like the whole time. That's it.
And yet, everything in Manhunter is way scarier than anything in the Conjuring movies. The glass in the eyes, that's terrifying.
Well, I like all those movies, man. I like Red Dragon, Manhunter, and then Silence of the Lambs and Hannibal. I like all those.
Did you prefer Red Dragon over Manhunter? Sorry.
Well, actually,
I saw Red Dragon first, and then okay, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Work.
I think they're about equal. I like Silence of the Lambs and both of those, and then Hannibal. But people like shit on Hannibal. I still like Hannibal. I think it's okay.
Hannibal's good.
Yeah.
It's the weak.
Can you read the question again? Sorry about that.
No, I was just pointing out that Jacob was saying that William Peterson was a better Graham than Norton, and I mean that I don't even know if there's much debate anywhere about that. I think Red Dragon's problem is that it's boring if you've already seen Manhunter. It's another.
so flat.
And it is kind of a recap of the
film.
vibe of Silence of the Lambs, but I think that's what a lot of us wanted after Hannibal. I thought Hannibal was boring until the end.
See, I like Hannibal for being weird when it wants to be weird.
If you
and again,
want
Gary
weird,
Oldman. Gary Oldman.
It has its moments. It has some fantastic moments. There
that
again.
book is so I can't forget.
Unfilmable. That book is
so
unfilmable.
Which book?
Clarice.
Well, the book I think is why Jodie Foster wouldn't sign on.
Oh yeah.
I would
There's so
assume
many
so.
there's so many badass moments in Hannibal though. Like when the guy's trying to pickpocket him, and doesn't he like cut him open with like his when he's like trying to rob him?
That was awesome.
And he's just walking. He's got his little hat on, and he's like just going through.
That's actually the one part of the book that's, I would say, 100% faithful. Is everything in was it where were they at? Was it Venice?
That place in Italy.
Venice. Yeah, that was actually really faithful to the book. That was the only part. Everything else is just wildly different.
Well, there's so much in that book that you'd get an X rating so easily for any of the key scenes from that book.
Yeah, it's like I felt so bad because like Barney, the guy at the gate, his character is like stuck walking around eating dead birds. I'm like, he has to sell the Hannibal's mask just so he can make some money, or else he's gonna eat dead birds.
Timbo.
All right, there he is, Tim.
We gotta do a shot for Tim. Come on, Jess.
Give me a minute. I gotta open my drink up.
Open it up, brother. Sorry, Lauren and everybody else.
No, that's perfectly fine.
We're always causing trouble, this trio, with the
Well,
drinking.
we got to get back to Manhunter.
So trouble, horror fans and alcohol go hand in hand.
Good topic, though, Griffin and Lauren, on the thriller horror argument with Manhunter and Red Dragon.
I just don't know that
Red Dragon I didn't like, but I like Hannibal. I didn't like Red Dragon.
I see. I'll tell you why I think the thriller label is probably meaningless. Is because when it's used as soft language for a lot of horror films, first off, and then second of all, it becomes kind of meaningless when Tom Clancy fits in the same genre then as Thomas Harris. To me, it just kind of becomes meaningless very quickly. I would rather just say.
But are you going to call some like TV? I don't want to say Lifetime, but some of those again mystery thrillers. Horror straight up when you're describing the movie or saying, oh, check out this great horror movie?
Again, you have to look at by my definition, if it's trying to raise those dark emotions like anxiety, fear, stress, if it's trying to gross you out, if it's trying to tickle that sense of gallows humor, then yes, it's a horror film. If it's not trying to do those things, then it's something else. I just think the fact that we use thriller so loosely to kind of define things that we're too afraid to call horror in many cases, or because they're too good of films, that's what offends me. Like Silence of the Lambs straight up is horror. Mm-hmm. Hannibal is straight up horror. If anyone uses the word thriller to describe them, I'll always push back because what is the line that's making one thing a thriller and one thing not? I'm not going to argue that Silent Night, Deadly Night is a thriller. Okay, I'm not going to make that argument, but then you get to something like the movie Bad Dreams. Well, why isn't it a thriller? If you know the whole film and its whole plot, why isn't it a thriller? Because its intent was to scare and disturb and engage those dark emotions. A thriller, to me, is something that's trying to thrill. It's right in the title, right? And thrill isn't part of my definition of horror.
Well, so again, I just consider it a subgenre. I agree. It's horror. It's just another, like zombie movies are in a way a subgenre of horror. It's still horror, but you might categorize it in its own, again, subgenre or subcategory.
Lauren, the original Silent Night, Deadly Night, would you say with the rape scene that it's kind of like horror rape type of?
I don't think I want to think of a subgenre called horror rape.
Well, you know what I mean? Like with that one rape scene, like, would you say it's the movie's strictly horror, or would you give it like horror?
Yeah, no, it's a horror film. It's a horror film, period. But here's the thing. I think that, and this, maybe all of you will hate me in a moment when I say this, I like Silent Night, Deadly Night. But you know what? There's a version of that movie that they could have made that would have been more along the lines of the original Psycho or Silence of the Lambs. Like, all the ingredients are really there for a deeply disturbing portrait of a psychotic. Something more like Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer you could get from that same material. And they went a more exploitative route, which I like, but I always wonder like what that other movie would have been. Because all the elements in that first 40 minutes of that movie are there for something very serious. And then it goes off the deep end and becomes just a crazy slasher film, which I love. But I think it was very possible we could have gotten a very different Silent Night, Deadly Night with just a different decision for the second half of that movie. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, I love the movie as it stands, but if there is something better out there that they could have put out or deleted scenes, I think absolutely, you know. But the movie's good as it is, you know. I think it's way better than part 2, respectfully. I mean, you know, it's just more serious, more darker than part 2, and, you know, more terrifying. I think so.
So Sauce is out in the chat because he's not working properly, and he says, "Oh, I watched Bad Dreams this week too. Wish I'd remembered that." I wish you had too, sir. But hopefully soon there will be treatments for Alzheimer's that will help people in your position, and we won't have these lapses.
Oh man!
In the meantime,
I'm kind of curious.
Steak has
what
dementia.
Sauce would have thought of. I haven't watched it in a while yet, but
Glare of the Motion Picture.
Oh, The Good Son.
Yeah, what thought?
Macaulay Culkin.
The Good Son was good.
My mom loves
that was a
movie.
really good movie. I haven't seen that in like 12 years, 15 years.
I haven't seen that since the theaters. I've seen it at the theaters.
That was a good movie.
Best part of the movie is when Elijah Woods is climbing down the tree, and Macaulay Culkin goes, "Don't fuck with me."
Yeah.
I think after like watching that movie, the best part is like when Macaulay Culkin, when she drops him, it's like, yes, kill that motherfucker.
Also, was it Mr. Highway?
Spoiler alert.
The mannequin he's got throws in the highway.
Yeah, Griffin.
That's what Lauren was probably thinking about doing.
I just don't get precious about kids on film. Like if it's fake, like let's wipe them out too. I have no.
So
problem
you didn't like Good Son.
I don't know if I've seen all of Good Son. I know I've seen clips from it, but if I did, it didn't leave a real lasting memory behind.
Pretty solid thriller movie.
Thriller. There we go. There's that word.
It's a shocker.
This one,
it's a shocker.
Okay, wait.
It's a chiller. Yeah,
Thriller
is a song and a video directed by a man who should not have been making films. That's it.
Have you guys ever seen What Lies Beneath?
Yeah.
Harrison Ford, Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah, buddy.
Hate that movie with a passion.
Sorry, forgettable.
Do you really, Lauren? Why?
That's another one of my mom's favorite movies.
Well, that's the point. He just hit it. I don't even have to say anything. It's a horror film for people who don't like horror films, where they can comfortably say, but it has all these stars I like in it, and it's spooky. But in reality,
really
it's like,
disappointed.
There's such crap in that movie that just Dead Again. That's another one.
It's so cliched.
Yeah. Oh God.
I enjoyed it.
Well, that's only because you're in the movie, so you're biased. They gave you that love scene that you requested.
I wish I was.
So I'm curious if you all seen. I'm sure you all seen the American version, but have you seen The Vanishing with Jeff Bridges or the original? Dutch film?
I don't think I have.
Yep. Both versions are very good, I think. I think I slightly prefer the original. The original is Dutch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I slightly prefer the original Dutch film, but they're both very good. I don't think you can really go wrong.
I'm kind of surprised you would say that because of the ending of the American version. Not going to give it away, but it's kind of more cutesy.
Yeah, but you know what? I feel kind of the same thing about funny games where people always like give me crap there too. It's like
okay.
I'm okay with either version. I think the quality of both films is good enough to pass inspection. The original Vanishing is more disturbing, yeah, but I don't have a problem with either of them. And then again, you know, I don't think I own any version of any of the two films that we just mentioned. So I don't think it's like a die on that hill moment for me. But I don't walk into films trying to find the problems with them and hate them. I don't. It happens, but I don't go in that way. So if a film can just not trespass in that territory, I'm pretty forgiving actually. What I'm not forgiving of is when a film like really betrays me and then other people scream that, oh, you're just not willing to have fun with it. And it's like, that's the lamest argument ever to me. Because I go in waiting to have fun with everything. I do not spend my money on films to have a miserable experience. But sometimes just having fun with like chaos on screen isn't good enough for me.
Have y'all seen a Single White Female?
Oh yeah, that was with Bridget
Add that to the
Fonda.
list. Single white female.
Man, she is hot, Bridget Fonda.
Hell yeah.
Single white female is totally great.
Can you do me a favor? Can you compose a short poem about Bridget Fonda for me in the next 5 minutes? We'll come back to you.
Sure. Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen your mom. Yeah,
Okay.
of course.
Thank you. Tim, you are so quiet. I'm getting worried about you.
He's drunk.
He's not drunk.
Yeah.
No,
was just at the
if
bookstore.
I'm
What do you
drunk,
mean?
I'll be talking. Ask Corey. I'll be talking like crazy.
Yeah.
So
Jess is almost done.
I know. I need.
Well,
to
we had
catch up.
some
Let's
karaoke
go.
last night. I have it over a half a bottle, but this is what happened when we started singing last night.
What you singing? What's your go-to song?
Oh, dude, anywhere from Mac the Knife,
Wonderwall.
Wonderwall. I can sing some Mean Wonderwall.
You would do some Bobby Darin?
I can do. Oh, dude, Bobby Darin, Mac the Knife. That's the old people love me.
Just kind of looks like the lead singer of Lamb of God if he has his hair short. I just noticed this.
Hey Tim, are you having a live tonight, man? At 8 o'clock?
So
Yeah.
I'll swing by.
That's going to be open for him, so kind of like yes, I guess.
So I just
I
want to
might regret that.
I get a lot of people wondering why I do this. I get a lot of messages like, aren't you afraid of that? I'm like, no. Because ultimately I'd rather you guys just be able to talk and be free and whatever.
So during the 90s, we had a drought of like legit horror, what a lot of people would consider, but we were flooded with thrillers because everything I'm naming is from the 90s, even The Good Son.
Yeah.
It was just after Fatal Attraction, the market just overflowed with thrillers. I mean, I think
The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. You guys had mentioned Single White Female.
Yeah, I've
Like
seen that.
one.
That was Curtis Hanson.
And Jamie, yes, I'll do Margaritaville anytime, even though it's overplayed. I'll do it.
Will you do it right now?
Yeah, do it right now,
No,
Jess. Come on. Jess.
No.
Jess.
Cheeseburger in
The
paradise.
karaoke machine's upstairs in the living room.
Oh, wait. Orc. Bridget Fonda. Let's
Yo,
go.
what up?
Oh, Bridget Fonda, nice. Jackie Brown.
Bridget Fonda is like my Honda.
Orc,
She
Orc.
squeals when I wanna. Oh yeah. It's not a Tacoma, but I owe ya. But anytime she'll blow ya. Oh yeah. I got mad rhymes like she knows ya. But she'll sitting in the snow and then she'll blow ya. I just said that 2 seconds ago because I'm getting to know ya. I use that again
Like
too.
Kiss the
Coming
Dragon.
back like ragu, but I use Prego in my stew, son. I got mad rhymes and I'm from 8 Mile. I'm cooking with you. This is like Emerald. Oh, okay, I'm done. That's all I got. Okay.
I was doing the Beavis and Butthead head cheese.
That was like a 2-second on the fly rap. Usually I have better ones, but yeah.
I gave you a warning, man.
Huh.
I gave you a warning.
Without warning. Oh shit.
Without warning? With Jack Palance?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. It's a wild movie.
Yeah.
The thing
Bridget
that's the
Fonda
alien
was
thing
ever
that
in the
flies
90s.
around. I could never tell Bridget Fonda and Michelle Pfeiffer apart. That was
Oh,
the
really?
thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
She was
the blonde
there's
Hollywood
a difference.
is all the same.
Yeah. She was in one of your favorite movies, Lake Placid.
I love Lake Placid.
Lake
I love it
Placid
too.
is a fun movie.
No one talks
Betty
about it
White.
like, as but everyone is on fire in that movie. I mean, it's one of the most quotable films ever made, and I don't understand why. It's followed by a bunch of really bad sequels, but I don't understand why it's not more respected. That was Steve Miner's like last great film.
Yeah, that had an all-star cast.
It's amazing.
Like Bill Pullman.
Yep.
What's his? I always forget his name.
Oliver Platt.
Yes.
Platt.
Yeah, he was everywhere in the '90s too.
He's great. Yeah, in the late '90s, especially mid to late '90s.
Lauren, I think James is trying to get on. He's looking for the link.
But yeah,
Get on here, James. I saw Cameron in the.
It's in.
chat, too,
It's
if
actually
the
in
real
the
Cameron.
description of the video, but I just put it in the chat again.
But yeah, what Jess asked us, what did you guys think of Hand That Rocks the Cradle?
It's okay.
I liked it.
I would have rocked that cradle a whole lot harder until the film didn't exist.
Rebecca
Lauren would have killed the baby.
Listen,
Baby killer.
if the baby's crying a little bit too loud, it's okay to give it a little shake. It's okay.
I dug that movie because of
Well, I won't have Lauren babysitting anytime soon.
Well, thank you for that. You see that worked in two ways.
Child murder.
It does.
Yeah, Curtis Hanson, he was riding that weight of thrillers, '90s horror thrillers. He also did what was the Kevin Bacon, Meryl Streep film?
Oh, River Wild.
Yeah,
that's a good movie too.
Chummers.
Burt Gummer.
4K Blu-ray.
River Wild, action thriller, Lauren. I can't quite call it a horror, but it's got some thrill.
Yes, James is on. Yes.
Hey there, Al.
James, what's wrong with
How's
you?
it going, buddy?
Oh, he's dressed as Santa Claus.
I like
Silent
his
Night, Deadly Night 4.
Hello. Thank you for letting me on, Lauren. I really appreciate it.
Welcome, James.
Happy holidays.
Of course, I figure you couldn't.
Merry Christmas.
You didn't really want to go through a Saturday without Al.
Al is now my bosom buddy.
I'm his best friend.
Al's everyone's
In the
best
world.
friend, except for the Murder Hornets. The Murder Hornets are not a fan.
That's why I'm in the garage and not in the backyard.
He's just a great guy.
Have you? Do you have
Indeed, I
the?
am.
He wouldn't email me, Al.
Al,
And Tim.
Al, do you have the lantern flies out by you?
Yeah, man. One just fucking flew in my garage. Dude, they're everywhere. I went to the Chamonix Mall to get my tickets for the movie that I'm going to see, for the original Friday 13th. And they were like all over the movie theater, like on the wall. It's crazy. I stomp on them. I kill those motherfuckers, man.
They're pretty, though, right? They're very pretty.
No,
He hates them.
they're affecting agriculture.
My garden was already done by the time they showed up here, so I'm good.
Yeah, well, Lauren, don't you have fruits and vegetables growing out there and human heads?
No, the human heads are under the soil to ferment.
Don't fritter with Farmer John's critters. Or
You don't
I think I got that wrong.
you don't bury bodies in a garden. It's a big mistake.
Yeah, that's why.
Anyway,
it's a body.
no,
Texas
I have
Chainsaw
my
3rd.
sunflowers, I
He's
have my
got body
sunflowers,
pits
my
back there.
pumpkins, my peppers, and my gojis.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. The gojis have been ripening up really great, which is great because the first frost is going to be soon. And it's going to kill them all. But right now I've been getting fresh gojis, which you can't get in America. You can only get the dried ones. So
Do you make like a smoothie out of them or something?
now I eat them raw.
What?
They're
Right off
really
the ground.
They're really bitter, but they're good. I mean, I wash them off. You know, because I don't want like lanternfly shit on my food. Do you have lanternflies in England?
I don't. Are they big? Or
Yeah, well, they're pretty big.
no, we probably might have in some areas, but I don't know. I mean, not really. No, smaller.
You
ones,
know how
yeah.
they got in the USA? From fucking Asia.
You brought them over.
Oh yeah. You're
I was
importing
born in America.
weird Asian DVDs.
I'm Russian, but I was born in America. It's still, I'm not racist, but man, I'm telling you.
Racist, but
a really good way of putting it.
but the next sentence is going to make
sick of
everyone
these-
blush.
I love
I've got
it.
a lot of black friends. Okay.
So,
what
me
are you-
too.
What are you eating, James?
Baked bean. I thought I'd have a very.
He's
English
eating
meal.
fried lanternflies.
It's baked beans on toast with
Oh, he's gonna start farting now.
Look,
Oh man,
Actually,
that looks delicious.
That looks remarkably British to me.
that reminds me of
Good idea.
what movie am I thinking of? Dennis the Menace when he's feeding that
Coming on
guy
as
beans.
like the stereotypical British guy who you can all,
Yeah.
ask.
So,
Do you have flies there? No.
speaking of British, what did you guys think of Warlock?
The film. Well, I
Yeah.
saw that. I saw
never
that at the
seen it.
cinema actually.
I actually never
What's that?
seen it.
You guys never seen Warlock?
I've seen
I never.
Warlock.
I
It's a
personally.
Steve
haven't.
Miner film again.
Steve
I own the
Warlock.
novel. I
And
read
a
the
couple
novelization
sequels,
before it came
right?
out.
It's Julian Sands and it's Richard E. Grant in that one.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's the.
It's a pretty good film as far as I remember. The special effects now look, and even then they looked a bit dodgy, but
To sell
mean,
you guys on the film.
probably
He
has a kind of
sacrificed a
appeal
kid.
in a way. So, pardon?
To sell you guys on the film, he sacrifices a kid. He eats a
Oh,
kid.
Lord,
does?
love it.
Oh, in the film.
Yeah, and Warlock.
Oh, I forgot about that. I mean,
And you have
I
a
heard-
sequel like 10 years later.
Yeah,
Well, there was
kind
like
of like a bit too
3
late.
sequels.
The
None are
first one's way to
particularly.
go. They originally wanted Sean Connery for the Richard E. Grant role. I'm like,
But
hell yeah, let's do it.
but those films seem to have a popularity on video, for instance, that now is not really the same, is it? In a way.
No, because I think there's too many options now, right? It used to be
Yeah.
exciting to go to the video store and you wanted to like anything you rented. Now people are really okay with clicking a button, watching 10 minutes of a movie, going, "This sucks," turning it off.
Yeah, you
I know.
can stop it right away.
To me, that's like what Make
Well, I mean-
make your mind up beforehand, and
I mean, Christian just bought and liked Rawhead Rex, which I find kind of remarkable, because that movie's kind of a mess, and the jaw on the monster doesn't move ever, even when it's trying to bite people.
Well,
But-
some people like just sort of films that are dodgy in a way.
Well, I like some crap. But I mean, I think when a film has opportunity to not be
Some
crap, I prefer it not to be crap.
So sticking
Yeah.
with Clive Barker, did y'all like Nightbreed? Did you prefer the theatrical or director's Cabal cut?
Film is such a disappointment to me every time I try.
I like the director's cut, and then I love the when people got ripped off. That was hilarious. That shit was fucking hilarious. Clive Barker for the win. James, who's a better, sir? Daniel Day-Lewis or Anthony Hopkins? Who deserves the name more?
Well, they're both good, obviously. Daniel Day-Lewis is not. Neither of them are knighted, are they? I don't think.
I think Hopkins
They
is,
both-
isn't he?
Yeah.
I think he might have refused it.
Sure,
I don't know.
yeah.
But,
I don't think.
oh,
Daniel
I
Day-Lewis-
don't know. I think
Is-
they're both very good, but I like Sarah. I mean, I like Anthony Hopkins. I must say, Daniel Day-Lewis is very much, he's sort of like just so. He's kind of a bit of an eccentric actor in a way, isn't he?
He's a butcher who makes milkshakes. Fuck yeah.
Hey, he was great in Lincoln. Anybody seen
I've
Lincoln?
not seen that, but
Yeah, I've seen Lincoln.
I haven't, unfortunately. No.
I loved it.
Last of the Mohicans.
Crucible.
I have not seen the Crucible. Is it any good?
Yeah, real.
yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's real good.
You know, that one's got one Winona Ryder.
Ever Smile News Jersey as well. That's a must see. I mean, he even made a straight to video classic. So
All right, last question before we move on. Is the boxer good? The boxer.
the boxer,
Boxer,
yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
Yep.
Josh,
In the Name of the Father is better though, probably.
Oh.
the most important question of the day: has anyone here seen the film Cool as Ice?
Go ahead, work.
Oh, you mean the
Vanilla Ice, baby.
I
No,
had
I've
the
seen
poster.
Ice, baby.
I've seen video reviews of it and stuff, and it just looks like unbelievable.
That movie was awful.
Yeah.
Movie
Awful
sucked.
good.
I didn't even finish it. Watched it back when it first came out on video. Awful.
It looks like a music video, but then it's got really bad, scenes in it with just him acting and stuff. So, hey, girlfriend, do you want to ride on my back?
But if we're being completely fair, is that any worse than Purple Rain? Really?
No, I mean,
Oh,
Kind of the
man, I
same
should-
movie, right?
I don't
I should
know.
have worn my Purple Rain shirt.
I think the thing with Prince though is his songs are actually good.
Yeah.
Whereas Vanilla Ice's songs are basically just stealing a song from Queen and then having him rap on it. You know?
Do you listen to Vanilla Ice's punk rock band he's got?
No, but I remember I heard Henry Rollins going on about the Vanilla Ice live album, saying it was like just sort of magic. I mean, I don't know. I can't believe anyone would listen to such a thing, but obviously, Vanilla Ice had fans, so.
Vanilla Ice released these rap rock records in the early 2000s, and they were like. And the funny thing is, I think that we could play one without telling Piz what it is, and he'd completely dig it because it's completely Limp Bizkit. It's just Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, but probably not good. Not as good as
good.
I mean, Limp Bizkit are amazing.
Are you speaking a different language suddenly?
No, I've got
words mean different things to different countries now.
I actually sing, unlike our coffee time, we did a slow motion version of why you want to hate me, because hate is all the world has ever seen lately. That, and it's all like,
careful up.
But it's like the lyrics,
party going on here.
The lyrics don't even refer to the film. Just
why you want to hate me? Because hate is all the world has even seen lately.
Like what kind of lyric is that? So you hate?
Yeah, he was good at Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles too. Vanilla Ice.
Oh, well, we're talking about. Oh, come on, we're talking about Limp Bizkit now. A far superior band.
Oh yeah, by far.
Absolutely. Go Ninja.
Especially that song "Rolling."
You're hurting my brain right now, James.
Keep rolling. What? Come on, yeah.
No, James does good karaoke. James, sing "Highway to Hell."
What's up, guys?
No, I don't. Please, no. It's just it only can be done live and in the moment. I mean, every time I do a karaoke, I notice people unsubscribing. So it's just
Well, you're also not a
because you rock the house, man.
You're not a monkey, Just like here, sing, dance, stupid. It's funny you mentioned Ninja Turtles 2. That was actually a New Line Cinema film that they made and released, but the original film was an independent film that they just distributed, and that's why in the original film they have weapons, and in the sequels they're not allowed to have weapons because New Line said no weapons.
Oh,
the original film was
that was stupid. Why would they?
Golden Harvest?
New Line is.
Yeah, that's why Michelangelo only uses sausage nunchucks.
The first film is independent, but then it was picked up by the studio or whatever.
Yeah, it's basically. You guys were talking about Children of the Corn earlier. I mean, the first Children of the Corn was an independent film, and then when Dimension got a hold of it to do Children of the Corn 2, they turned it into the wonderful franchise it has become.
All right, we're done with Children of the Corn. Done.
I've been done with Children of the Corn.
Children of the Horde.
Yes, well, that would be a much better film.
Please on earth. It's a rather
Children of the Horde.
Film franchise.
80s horror. Aren't you right?
Lays behind the rose.
Welcome to the brothel where anything goes.
It's funny though because I have a Stephen King book. It talks about his movies from from the late 80s. It was written, and all of his early films are getting destroyed in that book. Like Children of the Corn is like a waste of time or whatever. Every single one of those movies has in the last 25 years has become like a classic in the genre. But at the time,
one where he praises the Mangler?
No, this is before the Mangler even came out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I could have sworn there's somewhere he said, the Mangler's kind of fun.
I don't know. It's just amazing how you give any horror film 20 years and all of a sudden it becomes a classic. I marvel at this.
Did he shit on the Dead Zone?
No, but he said it was Cronenberg just being normal, kind of like the way people talk about David Lynch and the Elephant Man, as if the Dead Zone and the Elephant Man are normal movies.
Yeah, if someone committed suicide with
Look, Cronenberg took a novel with the main character named John Smith and made him sympathetic.
and had him portrayed by one of the weirdest guys in Hollywood and still got him to be sympathetic.
Yes, exactly.
Is Chud actually a good film? Because I've been thinking about watching that for a long time.
I love Chud.
But is it a film classic, or is it a thriller or a chiller, or?
It's a very 80s
rom-com
creature feature.
And Daniel Stern is in it, right?
He is in it.
And John Hurd.
Is the ice cream truck coming around? What's going on?
I just want to say hi to Joe Bob Tarheel.
Unfortunately.
Where is Joe Bob?
He had to leave, and now I think he can't get back in because we're full up. So unfortunately, unfortunately, we were going to go for about another half hour, and then I have to end the stream because I have other shit to do today. Sorry, guys.
Cameron,
everybody, 8 p.m. Go check out Tim Lost Cunningham. He'll be live. 8 p.m.
I love Tim's channel because
I do too.
Is right in my wheelhouse of what I love.
It's
so
great, isn't it?
It is great.
I'll be there drunk. Dinner with him and his wife.
Yeah,
appreciate
it. Tim, you don't mind if I'm drunk, do you? At 8 p.m.
I'm going to be drunk, so I'm hoping
Is
somebody else is drunk with me.
Is it a Limp Bizkit appreciation channel?
It is.
That's called YouTube /Pizzoa.
Got him.
I will be there.
We talk about Limp Bizkit, Kid Rock, all the
rolling. I do
So-
think there's lyrics on there, seriously. I mean, Fred Durst is a genius.
I think you just degraded the word genius down to ridiculously low levels. Wait, by the way, Jonathan's here and he's not been able to say a single word.
Poor Jonathan, he's sitting there all innocent looking.
I'm just taking it all in, man.
A lot of information.
That's what she said. I did it all with the cookies. Come on with the cookies.
I was hoping Tar Heel was still going to be on here because I wanted to say something because last time he was on here with me, he said, "Cameron, you're full
Oh
of
my
shit."
God, there's Joe right there. He said Limp Bizkit is dog shit.
Actually, is that his real name though? Tar Heel, or is that a joke?
Well, he lives in the Tar Heel state.
Well, that's a weird word for me. I've not.
He also goes
Sounds-
by Purdue.
Well, what do you think that Tar Heel means?
It's like someone's got tar on their foot. Like
Yeah, and like Bigfoot people running
Very
around.
literal
Yeah.
interpretation.
Well, yeah, borderline Asperger's, but you know, I apologize for that. I'm often referred to as incredibly over literal.
James,
I have
you're
to come on with a disguise every week just to pretend it's not me. But you know, I think that people will actually think it's not me.
Didn't Fred Durst become like a film director with John Travolta or something?
Yeah, he made that the Fanatic, the new film he made, what's it called, The Fanatic, or
Yep.
people are like, is this supposed to be a joke or what?
Why don't you tell Lauren, this is a horror kind of show, why don't you tell Lauren how you actually pronounce Exorcist 2?
Exorcist 2, the Heretic.
I think he just improved the movie, though.
That's why I was thrown out of university. Because, no,
You're spilling
Wait,
frijoles all over
James.
yourself, man. Come on. What
James,
the fuck?
are there locusts in England?
Oh God.
No.
Okay.
No.
We'll send some over because we just call them grasshoppers here, but they're the same shit.
Small mosquitoes mainly, but they're not going to be too much, of an issue. But not locusts, no.
So wait, Al.
I got a question.
Al, you with me?
Yo.
Hey, do me a favor.
What's up, man?
Can you show us a rake in your garage, please? I want to see a rake.
Let me see. Rake.
That's not a rake.
Hold on. All right, so we'll give you guys a tour of the garage.
This is fascinating YouTube right here. That's the saw. We've seen the saw.
Oh,
Rusty saw.
We saw the
Cribs
shovels.
edition.
Yep.
The subscribers are going through the roof right now.
They actually are. That's the scary thing.
Patreon.
I don't see a rake. I
MyGarageSource.net.
still don't see a rake.
Alright.
I don't know. Where's the
Pressure washer anywhere?
Do you not rake your leaves?
I don't think. No, actually, I have every 2 weeks. Usually in the summertime, I get the landscaper comes and
Wait,
he
wait,
does.
no, the leaves fall in fall though, not in summer.
Oh no, I don't. No, I
Every
don't
2
bother with
weeks.
that, dude.
Every 2
Fuck,
weeks, you
hell
have a
no.
landscaper.
Hell no.
I'll tell you what.
Just
Guys,
up the store, you'll see
Gasoline.
Rocky
I
jogging.
drink that. I drink that gasoline and
I bet you just pour it all over your garden and just burn it all over.
Oh well, yeah, right there. You know what I mean?
I think we all need to
So,
record garage videos or garage video. Help me there.
Garage, isn't it?
Garage.
Garage.
Oh, where is your
The garage
saw?
house.
That's for Jamie. That's for Jamie.
That was a blank wall, sir.
Oh, there it is, right there. That's for you, Jamie. Oh, wait a minute, Lauren! I got a little text. I got a little Texas Chainsaw Massacre for you, Lauren.
Oh yeah, I want to see that. Do an impression of Dennis Hopper in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
No, man.
Hold on. Let me see.
And there's that other bloke going, yeah,
with the two chains. Oh, the older guy. Holy hell! Or wait a minute, he's got the two chainsaws.
Go for it, boy. Come on.
You know, actually, I need a log. I don't have a log big enough, so I can't do it. And he just,
I got a log
puts
for
money
you,
down.
Is anybody
I wish we had a little bit bigger log.
Is anybody
saw between my legs?
What happened?
I was gonna say, is anybody gonna order the I Spit on Your Grave box set that's coming out?
I'll be there first day.
I didn't know there was going to be one. When's it due out?
Well, James,
there's 2 box sets.
Yeah, there's 2. There's one in the UK that has all the films, including the remakes and the sequels, and the US version just has.
I saw you sent me that, and I was like, "What?"
The original.
I've never expressed an interest in.
Cameron, how much are they going for, Cameron?
It's $60 right now, but it's just right now in America you can only get the original, the sequel, the Deja Vu sequel, and the documentary. But in the UK, I don't know if it's region free or not. But in the UK, they have all those films plus the remake and the 2 sequels. So
if you're in the mood for some
remove from cart.
Well, because Al was talking about having a subgenre for that, and I thought, oh well, then he should know about the I Spit on Your Grave box set.
I didn't hear about it. No.
Oh, okay.
Can you get a bigger log, Al?
Human Centipede box set.
Jamie wants you to get a bigger log. I mean, this is just normal.
I got a log for you.
If anything, the saw is going to make the log less big.
Size don't count.
Just look into it. It's
not the size.
It's the
gauge of the teeth.
It's the rings.
There you go.
Lauren, I got one last question.
That's not a reference to cock ring.
Are we still talking about horror? What's going on here?
So, were you able to get in contact with Rick Reed?
So Rick will be on the show on the 26th of October.
I just read one of his short stories.
Sweet.
I will be announcing the entire October slate. Actually on the 1st.
Sweet.
At that point, you guys are going to be, especially if you do like the literary side of horror, you're going to be in for a lot of treats. Rick is going to end the month, but before him, we have more than a few really, really big name guests coming on the show. So it's going to be an exciting month if you love that side. We also have other things coming, though, to the channel that is not literary. Everything from horror hosts to people from films. It's going to be an exciting month. It's going to be a very exciting month.
Okay,
Lauren, talk about your Halloween autopsy. I'm looking forward to that.
What are you talking about? Oh, Lauren. Okay, sorry.
So I just picked up Halloween 5 to revisit based on y'all's.
I might watch that tonight. I don't know why it gets so much hate. I like Halloween 5. Why do people hate it? I just don't understand.
I'm with you.
Watch Halloween 1 through 8.
It's not. It's not. It's not. Resurrection, yes, I can understand. The Rob Zombie films, I can understand. Halloween 5, I don't know. Like
Halloween 5 is a masterpiece compared to Rob Zombie's shipwreck film.
Orc, I agree. I agree. I'm with you, Orc.
I watch Resurrection over Rob Zombie films.
Halloween 5 has an intensity to it the other films just don't have. I mean, having Michael in a car chasing down a little girl running for her life through a cornfield is pretty awesome.
It's well shot. It's a great looking film. Compared to the others, like 6 looks like shit.
6 does look really cheap, and I'd say 4 in moments 4 looks just as cheap, which is a problem. 4 is inconsistent to me. I know a lot of people love it, but for everything it gets right, it gets something equally wrong. And then 5 kind of is even peeled. It has problems, but it's really an ambitious film that just didn't have the time or money to do what it wanted to do, and I can respect that every day of the week. So 5 is higher in my list of Halloween sequels, definitely. And when you see my autopsy, I think hopefully a lot of you will revisit the film to look to see what I see, because I think there's something going on in the film that is important to note and watch that I think gets overlooked. And yeah, I get
K&B
it.
effects did
Tim.
Bob, right?
K&B
Yeah.
did the effects for yeah.
Tim, did you pick it up on Blu-ray?
No, I just picked it up on DVD cheap.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was curious at how much better that would look because it's always looked like a great film to me, even on like VHS.
And the big difference between 5 and 6 is Dimension took it over. So
was 5 still independent?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was still the Akkad family money basically at that point. But Dimension really, to me, it's like I think the problem is that Dimension occasionally got things right, but they were just so concerned with being like flavor of the week.
Yep.
And once Scream came out and afterwards, they were always just trying to have the films kind of make the money of those movies, and they became derivative in style, which is why H2O, which I like, looks more like a Scream film, and Halloween Resurrection kind of is their like podunk version of a kind of, found footage / Blair Witch / Fear.com looking movie. It has that really ugly early 2000s look to it. And they were just completely down for the Rob Zombie thing because they thought that with the Eli Roth films and Rob Zombie's own movies, that was some kind of movement they could latch onto. Dimension never just wanted Halloween to be Halloween.
That's what
Todd,
with the Hellraiser,
the screenwriter Todd Farmer who wrote
Chip
Jason
your
X.
autopsy away.
Was that Cameron?
I just said Todd Farmer, the screenwriter who wrote My Bloody Valentine, Jason X. He told me that when they were working on, I think it was the Hellraiser reboot they were going to do with Patrick Lussier, that every week, no matter what progress they made on the script, Dimension would send notes saying, whatever was the big horror film that made money that Friday, can you have a little bit of that in this film? And it would come down.
You think that was Weinstein mostly?
Yeah.
No, that was Bob, not Harvey. It was Bob Weinstein. It was just like a dictated thing. Like, so eventually, your Hellraiser film isn't going to be Hellraiser anymore. It's going to be whatever was popular last Friday. Which by the time it gets made and shot, and of course they tweak things, during filming and then during post production. So you just have just a crazy looking film that doesn't, it's not all what you set out to make.
Kirk is the one that suffered the most from all that, constantly changing because like. Did that come out right as Saw came out, the first Saw?
I don't know.
Because like film, man.
Well, yeah, there's three entirely different movies of that was filmed. So
I just think the Halloween series just needs a little bit more care, and the Autopsy series is going to kind of illustrate what happened from a storytelling perspective, whereas what the concerns of the early films are and why they work as well as they do, why they resonate with us, why we care. And then as it goes on, just like happened with the Friday the 13th and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre films, as they become more of their own commercial properties and less an expression of anything happening, they get sloppier. That's not saying there's not some good later stuff in all those series, but it gets tougher to see the gems because they don't mean anything. They're not connecting with anyone on anything that's relevant in their life. One of the reasons that I think we all feel the way we do about Halloween 1, 2, and 3 is that they probably remind us of a time in our life that was a little bit simpler and a little bit more relevant when culture spoke to us. Those movies feel like those times. And I think the later films feel less like that because they were chasing after, whatever was going on. So anyway, that series begins on the 1st. It will be the episode's already in the can and ready to go on my channel. The link will go live on the 1st at 7 p.m., which leads us to an hour later when we have the premiere of Region Free. So hopefully you'll plan out your evening accordingly. And then after Region Free, I hope you go back and support all my fellow panelists and all the other members of the show, their individual uploads throughout the entire month of October. I will cover as many of the Halloween films in October as I can. I tried to schedule this out, but with the live broadcast and the guests, I'm not completely certain I can get through the whole franchise in the month. If I don't, though, I will at least cover through before Rob Zombie will probably be the cutoff if I can't do them all.
Will you carry it into November, if so?
If people care, I'm going to look at the you know, the hits on the videos, and that'll tell me pretty clearly if people care or not. I mean, if it's playing badly by that point because no one cares about the later films, then I'll probably just let it go, and we'll go to something else.
Can you just skip the Rob Zombie ones and do the latest one?
Everyone wants
2019?
that, and I might have that. That might premiere one way or another on Halloween night.
All right,
That
let's
will be
just
a
do that. Yep,
Patreon
yep.
exclusive.
I might even do that
$1?
live
Okay, have it.
simply
Fuck it.
because what the fuck.
You got the resurrection. Be perfect.
Oh,
I will super chat you 99 cents instantly on the live stream on the premiere.
So
There you go.
but I'm excited about the series. I think when you also see what I'm kind of doing as far as structuring the videos, and I think you're gonna enjoy them. I mean, they're all gonna be about 10 to 12 minute videos. The first one's like 16, but they're not gonna be long. They're not gonna take up your whole day. But I think they're gonna compact a lot of well-reasoned analysis of the Halloween films into a very short period of time.
What I like about Lauren's channel now is he's gotten bit by the filmmaker bug. You know, if you go back and watch his first videos, it was just him just sitting there reading off the computer screen, and now it's like and literally, and now it's like, you know, there's like cool intros and commercials, and he does commercials for his upcoming videos. So it's like
Lauren's intros are amazing. I love them.
Don't be surprised if by this time next year he's working on a film of some sort of his own.
So let's not get ahead of ourselves, but there might already be talk of that.
So
oh dear, never swim
Let's talk
alone.
about doing an anthology of
13th
Visited by Voices, the book.
I got
So the problem I have is everything I write is too expensive for me to make on an independent budget. It just is. I mean, what
about the short story of your short stories?
Well, have you read the book? I think you have, right?
Yeah, love it.
What would you say?
I don't know how.
I mean, there's
to read.
definitely some short stories in there you couldn't do unless if you had a really good budget. But
so I was thinking
a few that you could do independently.
So perhaps me and some people have been talking about Her Dead Oceans as a story that might be adaptable. That means nothing to anyone but you right now.
Yeah,
but
yeah. Well, I hope more of you have read the book. If you don't, go get it on Amazon. Great read.
It's cheap. It's cheap.
Great price. I didn't want to say that, but great price. And if you're not a big reader, I've said this in the comments, go get it. You can read a short story here and there when you have the moment. You know, it's not overwhelming like reading a novel. And then you're probably going to want to go buy one of Lauren's novels. I've got to order Blue Eel yet, but that's my, I think, next purchase.
So
there may or may not
Shameless
be a Lauren giveaway on my channel this coming month. So
Hey,
y'all be looking. If y'all want a free book.
Lauren, you wrote what the hell is it? Blue Eel?
Blue Eel? Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so Amazon has Blue Eel right now, the hardcover for $809.
Look at Snarl. It's like 1,000.
Those are going to be marketplace sellers.
Yeah, third party.
$809 somebody's charging for one of your books.
Get it. Make sure it's on Lauren's page.
I better get free shipping
so
if I buy that.
Blue Eel is still in print. So, at least the trade paperback is. I'm not completely sure about the hardcover, but Blue Eel is still in print. You can pick it up at cover price. Please do not spend $800. And do not. I know there's at least one person who's been hawking a signed copy of Snarl. That is literally them scribbling on a page, not me. So please, if you're interested in anything like that, contact me before you go to these other people. It's just not worth it. Jamie, I'm not going to show the promo for the Halloween Autopsy series right now, but I appreciate the thought.
So,
Rock Music Forever. Here's the good news, guys. After 2 months, it is actually back. It was reinstated last week, so you can go see my autopsy on Friday the 13th, Part 5 right now.
Ice cream truck's back.
What was the issue with it?
So it's kind of it's a little bit of a story. Piz was doing a live stream, and he decided to play it on the air because Christian asked him to. And they were ragging on me, which was fun and cool. But apparently someone in the chat took it real seriously, the idea that I was being an ass in the video. And they reported it as violating community standards to YouTube. So they pulled it. And then because COVID going on. Apparently, there's not people to physically watch all these videos and clear them. So it took 2 months for them to clear it and get it back on the air. So it's back though now, so you can go out and check it out for what it's worth.
I love all the 5-star reviews of your books. It's good.
Yo, wait, hold up.
I wish there was a whole lot more reviews, period, in my books. So if you have read any of my books and would like to put a review on Amazon, that would be awesome.
Because every review, guys, puts Lauren like higher and higher up in the search engine. So
that's true.
When are we going to get the like Audible exclusive audio?
So
I don't know about Audible. So the big problem is you'd have to contact Fairlight/Cutting Block Press and ask them. They do have the right to an audio version of the book. They've never pulled the trigger on it. So I mean, that's the main issue, is that it's not there's contracts in place for that stuff, but they've chosen not to do it.
So you are a legit author with a legit publisher. You're not just one of these people who cranks out a book every few days and throws it up on Amazon sellers.
Well, if I was, there'd be a lot more product, I think.
I know. I'm just letting your audience know that you are the real deal.
Yeah,
he's got credentials. People.
He is.
Listen, I don't hold anything against self-publishing per se, and I think there's good uses for it. For instance, if you're going to keep something in print that's gone out of print, I think at that point it makes sense to self-publish it, because you might as well make the money and not deal with a publisher once all the work is done and a professional product is out there. I also think that for some people with some notoriety behind them already, it makes a lot of sense to make the money. I think building a career on self-publishing is very tough, and I credit people with wanting to go that route and try and fight the fight, but there's just so much self-published stuff out there. It's hard. It's easy to get lost in the shuffle. That said, I've largely gotten lost in the shuffle going conventional, so who's to say? My hope is that if you enjoy my work, you buy more. You know.
Well, this YouTube channel will definitely make your work more known, and that's one of the reasons why you even started this channel,
Sure.
I believe. Yeah.
Sure, but I don't want it to be about an infomercial, which this is turning into. So we're going to turn away from this any second.
No, we're not, son. Okay, I read such.
Orc,
great
when's your
novels,
book coming out? I want to see.
I call it
I buy an Orc book right now.
I call it Tequila Mockingbird. Okay, even though it's Tequila Mockingbird, right? I read such dank books as 1984 and Brave New World. Otherwise, I'm not reading shit. I stick to fucking,
memes.
great things like Twitter and, Facebook and Reddit, Here's one of Lauren's book. Bam. Right there. Snarl.
That is Snarl. That was from Coscom Entertainment in Canada.
Here it is. Out of print now, right, Lauren? Because I can't get that.
That is out of print. So Snarl is out of print. There was a half-hearted attempt to get it back in print, but
or you can sell that for $800 now.
Well, is that the softcover or is that the hardcover?
The hardcover is going for $800.
I think it's still available. Why would anyone pay that?
Soft.
Is Rawbox a physical copy?
Rawbox is not available in physical at all.
Okay.
And it probably never will be. I like it. I don't love it. I think I wrote it at a very specific time, and I did what it needed to do.
And real quick, I supported Cameron's movie, so here's 2 more coming back at you. 1 sec. Be right back.
What?
He got your movies.
Okay.
But Lauren.
For some reason, Jamie seems to be pretending to be a black person in the chat, which is a bit. He keeps writing that everything is dope.
Lauren, would you ever do an autopsy?
Hang on, wait. Can I hear that? Everything is
any
dope.
Books or any literature?
That just sounded so great.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna need that question again because I had way too many things going on in my head.
Would you do an autopsy on any books or literature, any series, or maybe even do some of your favorite Del Abyss kind of?
I would love to do more on horror fiction, but I got to be honest with you. I have to be careful about not making the channel into just horror fiction.
Check it out.
At a certain point, I have to recognize that not everyone reads, but everyone watches movies that watches my channel. So it's a balancing act. That might be something I would do if people showed an interest.
Just do it. Encourage people to read.
Excuse me?
I say it's hard to transition. Like a lot of the booktube channels, when they try to do movie reviews, it don't do very good, and people say stick with reviewing books, and I'm sure it's the same way here. So,
well, how about like novelizations or something? If you could like cover those.
Besides, yeah, he is. Brave New World is awesome. But besides, Patreon and stuff, there's always tons of ways, like band shirts and stuff like that. But here's EA Bruce, who you guys might know. This is Titan. And here's the second book, Titan the Dark Path.
I thought you were talking about my films. I don't know why.
Well, no, I was a patron for your film for a long time.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
And then you said something. You wrote to me something about like when is something about Annie better something. I don't know. It was so X-rated I couldn't even remember what it was, but it was.
I don't even know.
I couldn't believe it. You were saying that like I don't know. I can't even remember. It was disgusting.
Well, to be clear, having read the screenplay to Queen of Hearts, Twin Peaks fan film, there are pornographic moments.
Oh, lucky you.
But not a lot of them.
Yeah. That's why everyone quit the first time.
Well, it seemed tasteful though. It was more like 70s.
Come on, getting 16-year-old girls to be in it, Cameron, the first time. That was a bit,
What are you talking about? 16-year-old girls.
Whoa!
We're all over
18 to look young.
It's a joke. I mean, if you did get I would support it. Personally, I'm very, open-minded.
That joke is not dope, yo.
Well, it is.
Or would you do an autopsy on the like Hannibal Lecter films?
So I got to be here. Here's the deal with the autopsies. People like them when they like them, right? I seem to get a lot of great feedback on them, but I also put a lot of work into them, and unfortunately, they don't tend to do as well as say the live video like this. And I did absolutely no preparation for this. I just said, here's the link. Let's talk. So I will definitely do more autopsies because I think it's important to the DNA of the channel. But I gotta watch going on. I even think Halloween doing the series is probably more than I want to chew on, but I'm gonna do it. But I gotta watch taking on too many series. I would rather do a few just independent, just isolated single films here and there for a while before I attack another franchise. Just because it is a lot of work. Comparatively.
Can I just mention something that I've been looking at Arrow Video, subscribe to it and stuff, and the films on there. There's things like, have you heard of Horrors of the Malformed Men or something? It's called. What's it called?
The Japanese film.
Yeah,
they've been doing a lot of Japanese stuff.
There's another film from the early 70s. It's American. It's this woman who plays with dolls, and she's sleeping with a doll at the start of it, and she's going, "Oh, daddy, daddy, daddy," and it's like. Oh, I can't remember what it's called, but it reminded me a bit of Millie in the Twin Peaks community, making all the Twin Peaks dolls and stuff. And
Griffin,
kind of.
I'm sorry, James. Go ahead.
I can't remember what it's called. I'll look for it. I was watching it. It's like in the 70s. They just made films, and that comment. I apologize, Cameron. It's only a joke. I'm not trying to be.
I know.
But it's called Toys Are Not for Children, 1972. Jamie inhabits. It's Jamie, but with an E on the end. Inhabits an infantilized world. Of surrounded by toys. It's just really weird. It's like you just suddenly dive into this world back then where it was just totally amoral, or not amoral, just who cares? We'll just do it. I mean, it's
absolutely.
It's not even exploitation. It's so sincere. It's like,
any film could be a B-side of a drive-in movie back then. Not so much anymore.
It's not about you, Jamie, by the way. It's about Millie.
Griffin, I want to just say something real quick because I want to just piggyback off something Lauren was saying. Here's something that YouTubers find out real fast, real hard, is that you spend a week, 2 weeks putting together this amazing video, and either YouTube has a problem with something, or you get demonetized if that's something you're interested in, or the video gets pulled, or you get 39 views on it, and then you decide to go live and just BS with your friends, and you get 1,200 views. So it's almost like you want to put in the hard work, you want to do great stuff, but sometimes that it gets underappreciated on YouTube. It gets buried in the analytics, whereas the live chat. That's why my videos, my channel, just became mostly just discussion videos because.
I do think doing a live chat, as I've experienced, is actually especially the more people you get on it, is hard because it's now I feel like I need a break because it's just partly because of COVID and things like that, and because people are just not sure what they're going to watch and things, and we don't plan anything. We're having sort of like stupid arguments about the most, like, you know, people seem to be like going a bit
about
off
Limp
on
Bizkit.
one. I don't know. I don't want to go into specifics, but sometimes it just seems like I can kind of look up to somebody like Lorne because he's actually planning things, and you know, and he's written to me about, you know, our interest in, say, that film Alice, Sweet Alice, but you know, it's like you've really got to kind of plan things to make anything particularly good. I think it's otherwise, you know,
Yeah, well,
it's just
the thing is, I've said this before, I don't really care about the size of the channel. I want the right people. So the key is to get people who can help this channel and help the community grow naturally, rather than get one video that stunts a growth of like 1,000 subscribers in a week because I put something up that's clickbaity and whatever.
Yeah.
So it's just not who I am. It's I'm not criticizing anyone else. It's just not who I am. But honestly, guys, I mean, after October, the channel will seem to slow down for a while as far as the number of broadcasts. There's a lot of reasons for that. One of it is just I'm going to have a little bit less time in my life with everything else going on that's changing in November. But also, I'm going to be doing some things because that camera kind of talked about. I want to do stuff that perhaps has a little bit more of an artistic bent to it. That's going to take a little bit more time, but I think it'll be worth it for you guys when you see the end result. And the autopsy series for Halloween is kind of the first step in that direction. Because even though I have, I don't know, I think 14 guests in October, which is still insane, you're going to get 2 autopsies a week, basically, for the month. So I'm putting a lot of work in, and I just want to make sure that the audience is just that they're having fun still, that they're getting something out of it. Because as much as I love these live chats and I love talking with you guys, the truth is, I think that this will grow to a point and then it'll recede, because that's what this kind of broadcast does. I want there to be more going on in addition. But my interest is certainly not in simply, pumping out, okay, I'm going to do the Hellraiser autopsy series next. And I'll throw them together and I won't really care. I'm not going to do that. So
after October, you may need to just take some time off anyway, because you'll be exhausted from that and region free. You know, your channel and doing region free. So,
well, that's the thing is region free doesn't require quite the time that my own channel does, but the new format of the show definitely is going to require us to bring our A game. So, yeah, there's a lot going on, and October's already a busy month for me. This year, there's no author events in because of COVID, so that's been a relief. But other than that, it's still a very busy month for me. But so guys, I'm going to play for the coming attractions. What I have coming from the channel. Understand that today's show is still in the reel, so obviously that's going to be past tense. But I just didn't get the chance to update it. But all right, so let's go around the room with our final thoughts. You can talk about anything we discussed today or nothing. You can rap us a song, or you can just say goodbye to the audience. You can tell us where we can keep in touch with you. follow your own channels, your own Twitters, whatever you want to do with your time. Let's start with Griffin.
I don't have a channel to pimp.
You start one.
Okay. So, and any final thoughts before we go?
It was a great discussion.
Cool. Tim?
Every time I see you, Griffin, you look like Bret Easton Ellis. So.
Tim, final thoughts.
Awesome show, as always, Lauren. And this is for y'all.
Thank you, sir.
Cheers.
James.
Just like to thank you, Lorne, for allowing me to be on here and not throwing me off immediately. And I am on Twin Peaks Coffee Time, which will be live at some point in the next week, I imagine.
Cam.
You can find me on the Obnoxious Anonymous YouTube channel. Kind of taking a little bit of a break just because I'm trying to get this film finished despite the pandemic. I promise we will be discussing more things other than Twin Peaks on the channel at some point. It's just that right now Twin Peaks is the thing that gets the views. So that's what I'm going with whenever I do a video. And I just want to conclude by saying Lauren is a wonderful person, but he's dead wrong about Dead Again. Okay, next.
And Jonathan, would you like to correct any statements about Dead Again and give your final thoughts?
I have no comment on Dead Again. And it's been fun. You can find me at Bombastic Reviews here on YouTube and s'moresanddoorspodcast.com. And tomorrow evening, me and Corey will be live with our buddy Monty doing a live commentary for Night of the Living Dead. So come check us out there.
Which Night of the Living Dead?
The original Night of the Living Dead that is public domain for legal reasons.
Excellent. Orc, final thoughts?
It's on the set.
Oh man,
It's on every set.
Final thoughts. I don't know. It's a few more days. What, like 5 days left here, and September. Trying to figure out what I'm going to do in October. Got the console releases coming out in November, but it's probably going to be a shit ton of video games and a lot of horror movies with some sports sprinkled in. Trying not to die with flu season coming in. So that's Orc's plans. Yep.
Excellent, sir. Jess.
Well, thanks for having us on as always, Lauren, and everybody again for the third time. Check out, if you haven't read anything of Lauren's yet, paperback, Visited by Voices, the book. If you're not a reader, again, you got some short stories. You don't have to dedicate awesome time. There's something for everybody in there. I think you'll all love it, especially if you love Lauren and love horror. He's a great writer, not to basically suck his wiener here live. But
wow.
I don't really have any new videos posted on my page. If you can even find it on YouTube, I have a playlist. There's a fraction of things I worked on when I was in LA for 15 years. There's a couple of things I produced, some independent movies, including a 4-minute short film that was almost on the ABCs of Death. It was in the top 10 on the T contest. So if you want to see anything, what I got.
All right. Definitely check it out. Corey, any final thoughts?
Yeah, well, I feel a little drunk by association being in this stream, I'll be honest. It's been a and ever since James came in with his plate of beans, I've just been completely lost on what's going on. So I'm trying to hang on.
I apologize.
Oh, you're fine.
And
I'm on the second one. Jonathan said, you guys check us out tomorrow night, S'mores and Doors podcast here on YouTube. And join us for Night of the Living Dead. Be awesome.
Night of the Living Dead is always a good time. So if at all possible, I will certainly be there.
What is the start time?
7 o'clock Central. So 8.
Corey, what's the name of the channel?
S'mores and Doors podcast.
S'mores and Doors. I'll subscribe. I never knew the name. So.
Okay. Cool.
And finally, the king of the murder hornets, the man who can broadcast from a garage and show us his lawn tools like no one else in the business, Mr. Al, the Zodiac Killer, Russia, Philadelphia, Roadmap to the Stars. How are you going to finish out this episode, sir?
Well, Lauren, obviously appreciate you having me, everybody on. This is great. Continue with the community horror thing. It's great. Get everybody's perspective. I don't have a channel, but go visit everybody. 8 p.m. tonight. Lost Cunningham Tim is going to be having something going on. Go visit Tim. Go visit S'mores and Doors. Subscribe to everybody. James, Twin Peaks, Sundays, 2 p.m. They're all good channels, good guys, funny. If you love horror, you love them. And thanks again, man.
Absolutely, guys.
Cheers to that.
So I'm trying to figure out when the next community show will be, because next Saturday we do have a very, very, very special guest. But I will keep you guys posted about when the next community show is. In the meantime, by all means, please join us on Monday with Eve Lestrange, author and former bassist for the band The Empire Hideous. We will see you all on Monday.
Ev, I want to talk to Martin.
So talk.
Alone.
Crisp, flavorful fish sandwiches, golden brown and crunchy outside.
Everybody knows the weasel blows, but popcorn, she pops real good.